state your testimony of Jesus Christ? And please put like the name of your pastor, where you attend church, and how long. And I was like, you don't need to know that.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah.
And I'm like, you're gonna look at one thing, oh, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Eyes on me. I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garth Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos too by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garth Volkswagen. We hear you.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Sounds fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
We're in the back really cooking food. You know, we take pride in all the food that we do. We make the meatballs from scratch. We make the pasta. What we're doing as a restaurant, making the community better, beautifying the community, increasing the culture in the community. And I think that that's such an important aspect to what we do as a restaurant, to recognize that our customers aren't just people who are coming in to dine with us, but they're part of our family.
Get more vehicle for your dollar from Utah's largest Hyundai dealer. Drive home a new 2019 Hyundai Tucson for only $199 a month, or you'll love the new Elantra for only $13,990. Go ahead and compare at MurdochHyundai.com. You gotta come and see it in Logan, Linden, and Murray.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
Adrenaline, passion, triumph. Moments that'll never be forgotten. The 2019 WAC Basketball Tournament at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. March 13th through the 16th. Be a part of the madness. Get your tickets now at 801-863-7474 or at gouvu.com.
From UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah, it is Utah Valley Baseball on GoUVU.com. I am Jordan Bianucci alongside my partner Ryan Pickens. The Wolverines are getting set to take on the Grand Canyon Lopes in Game 1 of what will be a 3-game conference series here in Orem. The Wolverines are coming off a loss against Oregon on Tuesday night, but they're coming off a conference series win last weekend over Seattle, so they are 2-1 in conference. GCU, meanwhile, they were picked to finish first in the WAC. They are coming off a series against California Baptist in which they dropped 2 of 3. So with that, I will send it over to Ryan with the lineups.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Let's take a look at the lineups. First, for the visiting Grand Canyon Lopes, who are 12-12 in the year on the season. They're 1-2 in WAC play. Leading off will be the second baseman, Austin Bull. Pakai Winchester, the DH, hits in the 2 spot. Quinn Cotton, the right fielder, hits third. Kona Quiggle, the left fielder, hits in the cleanup spot. Quiggle coming in, hitting .312 on the year with 6 home runs and 27 runs batted in. Tyler Wyatt, the third baseman, hits in the 5 spot. Cuba Best, the first baseman, 6th. The senior center fielder, Preston Pavlica, hits in the 7th spot. Mark Mumper, the shortstop, hits 8th. And then David Avitia, the catcher, will hit 9th. Defensively for Utah Valley this evening in the outfield from left to right will be Jake Plakis, Michael Beltran, and in right field, Alexander Marco. Paul Estrada will be back at third base tonight for the Wolverines with Trevor Howell at short. Over on the right side of the infield, Cody Hall at second and Cade Polson at first. Drew Sims behind the plate and getting the ball tonight and on the mound, the right-hander Jake Carr. Carr currently an 0-6 record for the Wolverines, making his 7th start. He's gone 28 innings, allowed 45 hits, 35 runs, 32 which have been earned. A really good walk-to-strikeout ratio, only 8 walks for the senior right-hander, and he has struck out 30. Opponents are hitting .360 off the right-hander, who we've seen at times this year has really been able to control hitters at the plate and been able to get a lot of strikeouts going. However, at times hasn't been able to keep his control, Jordan, and when he hasn't been able to keep his control or he leaves the fastball up, it has become a hitter's paradise against Jake Carr this year. So hopefully he can keep the ball down, can be around the plate, and hopefully he can keep those strikeouts higher than the walks, and they can be in a great position tonight to get an opening night win here against GCU, an opportunity for Utah Valley. This is one of those big series where even if you can come away, Jordan, with 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3 in this case, and it's a 3-game series, you're going to be in a good position. The biggest thing is you don't want to be swept.
Indeed, and I think it, as you mentioned, Ryan, it's even more important for Carr to get off to a good start because Cade Meckles is on the mound tonight for Grand Canyon. We'll see him in the last of the first inning, and he has been absolutely phenomenal this season. So on paper, you're looking at what you would think would be a pitcher's duel, but we'll see. Carr ready to go. Austin Bull steps in. And we are underway. A fastball is right there on the outside corner, called for a strike. First pitch at 6:02, so just a couple minutes late. The game time at temperature, 45 degrees, and right now it's sunny out, but cold. From the windup, the 1-strike offering, Bull takes a fastball that misses just off the plate, and it is 1-1. Bull hitting .235 on the year. No homers. Carr in the short sleeves, winds and fires, and an off-speed pitch is in there for a swinging and a miss from Bull. And it's 1-2. That was a good-looking slider from Jake Carr. The right-hander out of Norwalk, California, John Glenn High School. Ooh, fastball just misses off the outside. Drew Sims made that one look pretty good. The home plate umpire, Ryan Bleiberg. At first base, it's Blake Davis, and the third base umpire is Michael Belinci. The 2-2 from Carr. Bull swings and fouls it back to the screen. The Lopes were picked to win the WAC this season. They have won the last 2 Western Athletic Conference regular season titles. They have yet to make it to a regional, though. They have not won a WAC tournament. The 2-2, a swing and a pop-up, foul territory, twisting out of play and onto the grassy berm down that third baseline. And the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. GCU, they had won 17 straight WAC series. 17 until last weekend when they dropped 2 of 3 to California Baptist. The 2-2 pitch swung on and popped up left field. Plakis going back, still going back. Now on the track, he makes the grab, backpedaling. He never looked comfortable under that one. The wind is blowing out toward left, and that one really carried. So 1 away. That off the bat looked like a routine pop fly, and that just kept carrying out. Not a deep left field here at UCCU Ballpark, just 305 down the left field line. So here is Winchester, the designated hitter, hitting from the left side. He swings and misses at a fastball, belt high at 88 miles an hour. Strike 1. Winchester, the senior, hitting .330. 3 homers, 18 men batted home. Even stance, the 1-strike pitch. The changeup misses down low, and it's 1-1.
And really, when you take a look at it, it's a cool night at the ballpark, Jordan. I didn't think that ball was going to carry as much as it did there on that fly ball from Bull.
The 1-1 is fouled out of play, off and to the left. A fastball in on the hands of Winchester. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Quinn Cotton, the preseason WAC Player of the Year, is on deck. The 1-2 fastball misses outside at 89 miles per hour, and the count is even at 2-2. Now we see down below us our friend Derek Amicone, former assistant with the Wolverines, now in charge of baseball operations at Grand Canyon. A swing and a miss here at a high fastball, and there are 2 away. So a nice start for Jake Carr, and he will face Cotton with the bases empty.
Derek, a very talented coach, did a lot of great things here for the Utah Valley program, and
pitched for that 2012, that historic team.
And so just a really good, coach all the way around. Grand Canyon definitely got a good one. Probably you should use the word maybe stole a good one.
A curveball in there for a strike, the first curveball we've seen tonight from Jake Carr.
That's the tough part with coaches sometimes, Jordan. They're like anybody else, trying to make the best move for them in their career, and sometimes a location to coach with a great coach like Andy Stankiewicz there at GCU.
Swing and a miss at a fastball, and it's 0-2. Not to mention, I hear the winters are pretty good in Phoenix. That's the word.
You know, I've only been to the airport in Phoenix, so
you should leave the airport. It's not bad. A swing and a slowly hit ground ball into the hole at short. A jump throw from Howell after he backhands it. It is dug out by Polson, but not in time to get Cotton. That was a terrific play by Trevor Howell, but Cotton simply got up the line too fast, and that ball was hit too slowly into that hole at shortstop. Trevor Howell does not have a great arm at shortstop, and making that jump throw across his body, Derek Jeter-esque, there was no way he was going to get Cotton. That ball was not hit hard enough. But an accurate throw and a nice dig by Polson. 1 man on, 1 man out. Here is Quiggle, the pitch to him. A fastball misses outside for ball 1. Quiggle, another left-handed batter in this GCU order. There are 3 lefties and 1 switch hitter.
And if there's a guy, Jordan, tonight and throughout the series, we'll have to watch how they pitch Quiggle, especially if first base happens to be open. Watch for Utah Valley maybe to pitch around Quiggle a little bit.
The 1-0 coming to him. A fastball at the belt on the outer half, called for a strike. Yeah, Quiggle hitting .312, leads the team with 6 home runs, 27 RBIs, a .645 slugging percentage. Polson holding on Cotton at first base. So a big hole on that right side should Quiggle pull one. From the stretch, the runner takes off. The ball was in there for a strike. The throw down by Sims. He got him. A beautiful throw by by Drew Sims, the tag applied by Trevor Howell. And the inning is over. The Lopes get a hit, nobody left, no runs. On to the last of the first. It's Grand Canyon nothing, Utah Valley coming up.
What is it about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking? Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
Bottom of the first inning here at UCCU Ballpark. The Utah Valley Wolverines will come up here. Second baseman Cody Hall will lead it off, followed by Michael Beltran. Ryan Eastburn, the DH, hits third. Alexander Marco, the right fielder, hits fourth. Drew Sims will catch and be in the 5 spot. Paul Estrada will hit 6th. Cade Polson, 7th. Jake Plakis will hit 8th. And then Trevor Howell, the shortstop, will hit 9th. The Wolverines will face the right-hander, Cade Mickles tonight. Mickles 5-1, making his 7th start with a 1.49 ERA. He's been pretty much unhittable this year, Jordan.
Indeed he has. Mickles throws a fastball, misses up high to Hall, ball 1. Mickles, looking at his season overall, as you mentioned, it's practically been unhittable. He has not given up a run since March 8th. Ball misses down low, and it's 2-0. He went 6 innings last Friday at Cal Baptist. Gave up 3 hits, no runs. The weekend before that, he went 6 innings, gave up just the 3 hits, no runs against Xavier, as a fastball is in there for a called strike. It's 2-1 to Cody Hall. In fact, he hasn't given up. If you take away, 2-1 pitches swung on and missed. If you take away a start against Illinois on March 8th, where by his standards he got roughed up, he gave up 5 runs through 6 innings. If you take that away, he has not given up a run he's given up just 1 run this season. If you take that bad outing out, quote unquote, bad outing. 2-2 pitch. Ball misses down and in, another fastball, and it's 3-2 to Hall.
And you know that's when you're having a great season, Jordan, when you're going, you give up a 5 spot in 1 outing against a big team from the Big Ten, and you're going, if I eliminate that outing, I've only given up 1 run. That just lets you know how unhittable he's been, and they've played a good schedule.
The 3-2 is blooped into left field. The leadoff man is on. Base hit for Cody Hall. Perhaps Cade Meckel's best performance this year came on February 22nd against, at the time, number 18 TCU. He went 6 1/3, gave up just 1 run against that tremendous, one of the best teams in the country. So here is Michael Beltran as Hall puts Meckles into his stretch. Beltran hitting .322, no home runs, 8 RBIs. The pitch to him. Fastball on the outside corner, called for a strike.
And this is where, Jordan, you'd like to see Utah Valley get off to a good start tonight. You'd like to see them maybe get a couple of runs early, something just to kind of get some energy in that dugout and give Jake Carr some run support where he's not maybe pitching from behind so early on in the ballgame.
The 1-strike offering, a swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2 to Beltran. And perhaps these early innings, or this first inning, more important to get at Meckles before he gets into a rhythm and gets settled in. The wind has shifted and is now just kind of swirling out there. The flag in center field. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in. And Beltran is retired on 3 pitches. 1 away in the first. And Ryan Eastburn will hit. Eastburn, the lone left-handed hitter in the lineup for Utah Valley, has been injured for most of this season. In 23 at-bats, he has 7 hits. Cody Hall at first base has stolen 4 bases this year. He has been caught 3 times. We'll see if he takes off at some point. Meckles throws over and checks on him. A man on, a man out. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Grand Canyon and Utah Valley, game 1 of this 3-game series. From the stretch, Meckles throws. A beautiful changeup is called for a strike on the outside corner. The sun is now hidden behind the clouds. It's been raining off and on all day here in Utah Valley. No batting practice today for either club as they were getting the field prepped. Another throw over to first base, Hall back in diving. No real, well, I take that back. Beyond the third base side, there's an ominous looking cloud moving ever closer to the ballpark.
I think there's a chance we get maybe some light rain showers, but nothing, I think, preventing the game from really going on tonight.
1 strike breaking ball misses outside, and it's 1-1 to Eastburn. Yeah, just kind of right now overcast and cold. And then it's too bad on Tuesday night. It was beautiful, 64 degrees, sunny. The 1-1 pitch coming to Eastburn. Meckles has thrown a lot of breaking balls to this left-handed hitter. He checks on the runner once again. With Bess holding on Hall, there is a big hole on that right side for the left-handed hitter to pull one. The wind now begins to whip in from right field. The 1-1 pitch. Slider misses down and in, and it's 2-1. Alexander Marco, the Wolverines' best hitter, on deck. 0-0. A big series for GCU in the sense that they want to get back to their winning ways after dropping 2 of 3 to the Lancers last week. And there's a ground ball, base hit through the left side. Hall will stop at second as Quiggle comes up with it in left. And there are 2 men on, 1 man out for Marco. And that is how you set the table for your RBI producer.
You know, I think it's interesting, Jordan, to see the way the offense for Utah Valley has really evolved. It seems like you got into that BYU game a little over a week ago, and Utah Valley put up 12 runs in that ball game. And I kind of feel like it just kind of let the guys know, hey, we can hit. And I feel like you're seeing a lot different team now in late March than we saw maybe at the beginning of the month with St. Mary's in the first time against BYU.
First pitch slider to Marco is in there for a called strike. Right on the outside corner. Well, the Wolverines scored 9 runs on Tuesday night against Oregon. So this team is looking better offensively, certainly than they were, like you mentioned, a couple weeks ago. A fastball's in the dirt, smothered by Avidia, and it is 1 ball, 1 strike to Marco. And now Avidia is going to head out to the mound, have a quick word with his right-hander. So 5 mound visits remaining for the Lopes. Eastburn is at first. He singled. Hall is at second. He led this inning off with a single. 1 out in the inning. Meckles would love a ground ball. No score. Grand Canyon, Utah Valley. Here's the 1-1. Meckles now checks on the runner at second. Now he comes home. And a fastball misses down and away. It's 2-1 to Marco. Marco hitting .391 this year with runners in scoring position. He has 1 out there on second base now and a man at first. Quiggle is playing very deep in left field. The 2-1 pitch. A swing and a drive. Deep to left. If it's fair, it's gone. Foul ball. That one was crushed, but Ryan Bleiberg, the home plate umpire, threw up both hands and said foul ball. And I think that one got out of the ballpark completely. Beyond the grassy berm that sits behind that left field wall. So Marco just in front of that one. 2-2 the count. It's gotten really dark here in Orem. Those clouds overhead. The 2-2 pitch coming. Slider taken for a ball outside. Marco checked his swing. And the count is full.
This is one of those opportunities, Jordan, where we've mentioned before, Utah Valley really needs to take advantage here and try to get a couple of runs. I know that's something head coach Eric Madsen expressed after the game on against Oregon earlier this week, was really taking advantage of opportunities with runners on base.
The 3-2 is hammered into right center field. That one's going to get down, and it's going to roll. Here comes Hall around third. He will score. Into third goes Eastburn. A RBI double for Marco. It's 1-0 Wolverines. And they cashed in, Ryan.
Well, and right there, those are the opportunities you need, I think, if you're Utah Valley, because think about how Jake Carr feels now. Now he's going out there and he's going to be pitching with the lead, and sometimes that can change things a little bit. It's hard, especially as a Friday night guy, to take the mound night in and night out and worrying about constantly giving up a run and trailing in the ballgame.
Well, the Wolverines do not need a base hit to plate another run as a curveball misses up and into Sims, ball one. Runners at second and third with just one out. A fly ball to medium deep outfield would do it. And the pitching coach, Rich Dorman, does not like what he's seeing from his right-hander. He's going to make a visit. And how about this for confidence if you're Utah Valley? You got to run off of the starter, Meckles, who has not given up a run since March 8th.
Yeah, and now it just lets you know, hey, we can get base hits here, and just the fact that now you're going to kind of put Meckles a little bit here on the brink. You think about what this does for Utah Valley. Let's say all of a sudden, instead of being, say right now you're 2-1 in conference play. Let's say, this early on, but let's say you take 2 or 3 from Grand Canyon. That's a series where a lot of people would project that Grand Canyon easily takes 2 out of 3. That can flip your season. That could be a difference between maybe a 5 and a 6 spot in the conference tournament. So these are these big games when you're at home this time of year, Jordan. You really have to find a way to win those series.
1-0 to Sims. Meckles into his stretch. The infield is back. They will concede the run if a ball's hit on the ground. Breaking ball misses down low. 2-0 to Sims. Paul Estrada, a right-handed hitter, is on deck. Sims hitting .278 on the year. 1 homer, 10 RBIs. The 2-0 coming from Meckles. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Like a slider on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Estrada is hitting .237, and he's coming off an injury, so perhaps Meckles being careful with first base open. A swing and a pop fly into right field. This should get the run home. Cotton is under it. He makes the grab. Tagging from third is Eastburn. He scores, and into third goes Marco. It is 2-0 Wolverines. So a great at bat from Drew Sims. That gets the job done. And the Wolverines have put that crooked number on the board, the one that has been so elusive this season as the rain begins to fall here in Orem.
Yeah, and that's just the thing. When you look at it, Jordan, right there, that's Drew Sims really developing as a hitter. We talked about that again in the Oregon game. I just need a fly ball deep enough there to get the run home.
Fastball in there for a called strike. Meckles took something off of it. Knee high to Estrada. And it's 0-1, I should say. Estrada, a wide open stance from the right side. Marco at third, 2 outs. The pitch. A swing and a miss. Off speed, down low, and it's 0-2. Estrada took a ball off the right wrist, a pitch off the right wrist, a couple weekends ago, and he had trouble, or it was off the left wrist, I beg your pardon. He had trouble fielding with it. Here's a ground ball to third, a chopper. Wyatt has it, takes a couple steps toward first, throws out Estrada, and the inning is over. But the Wolverines put 2 on the board. On 3 hits, they leave a man stranded. We head to the second inning. It's Utah Valley 2, Grand Canyon 0.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life,
no matter your interests.
From award-winning music
to acting
to theater programs.
There's a place for you.
A place for you.
A place for you at UVU. A place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
To become.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender. Or the color of your skin. Or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Welcome to baseball in Orem. It has begun to snow. So as we head to the top of the second inning, Jake Carr back out on the mound. Utah Valley with a 2-0 lead over Grand Canyon. And the Wolverines and the Lopes are going to try and work through this storm. But some wet snow falling right now on the diamond. First pitch to Quiggle. Misses outside, ball one. Quiggle was at the plate when the first inning ended as Sims threw out Cotton, trying to steal second base. Quiggle, a left-handed hitter, the 1-0. Fastball at 88 miles an hour, catches the outside corner. Strike one. Everybody scurrying in the grandstand, looking for cover. The 1-1 pitch coming. Fastball, called for strike two. Quiggle did not like the call. Ryan Bleiberg, the home plate umpire, said it was on the corner, although you can understand why Quiggle may have been upset. It looked like it may have been off that corner a bit. The 1-2, that one's high and away, and it's 2-2. Well, the Wolverines gave Jake Carr his lead. The Wolverines 2, the Lopes nothing. We're in the second inning. From the windup, the 2-2 offering. Curveball misses low and away, and the count runs full. So the last thing Jake Carr wants to do is walk the leadoff man, and he's going to ask for a new baseball. That one maybe getting a little slick. So you would expect Carr to challenge Quiggle here. Quiggle does have 6 homers on the year. You got to be careful. Marco very deep in right field. The 3-2 offering. A swing, and that one's lifted to deep left center field. That is going to two-hop the wall. Plekas will play the carom. Quiggle is into second with a leadoff double. Nice piece of hitting, as they say, by Quiggle. A ball at the knees on the outer half, and he just went with it to go the other way. So here is Wyatt.
I'm interested to see here. I mean, obviously the rain and the snow coming down, not coming down terribly. I'm interested to see, though. It's always interesting to see different umpires have different lengths of how long they'll let it go.
Yeah, it's let up a little bit compared to where we were at the beginning of this inning. Although the Ducks are enjoying it, Ryan. A couple of ducks out there in left center field. They're just waddling around. A bunt here by Wyatt. Carr off the mound to field it. He tries to barehand it, and he can't do it. Slips out of his hand. Everybody's safe. Quiggle takes third base. Wyatt to first. That was going to be a tough play.
Now batting, number 34, first baseman,
So I think they're going to give him a hit. A bunt single for Wyatt. So here's Cuba Bess, a left-handed hitter. Right away, Grand Canyon trying to get those 2 runs back.
I was really trying to come up with something since Oregon played the Ducks this week. I can't come back with anything really super clever on that. But the Ducks are moving around out there.
They are.
Kind of being, if this was slow pitch softball, they'd be the 10th outfielder out there, the one that plays in shallow center.
Fastball in there for a strike to Bess. They've made their way from left center all the way to right center. The Ducks have 2 of them. There's the pond beyond left field on campus. Maybe they're just taking a quick trip away from the pond. The 0-1 pitch coming from Carr. Changeup misses outside, and it's 1-1.
Now, would the umpire stop play to get the Ducks off the field?
If they were a problem.
Because I've seen it sometimes at other levels of baseball where they'll stop the game until they get it off. I don't know if maybe the umpires haven't noticed them out there, or
I think Ryan Bleiberg just likes Ducks. I have no evidence to support that theory. The 1-1 pitch coming. A swing and a miss at a high fastball. And the count is 1-2. Nobody out. Runners on the corners. 2-0 Wolverines. We're in the top of the second inning. Carr would love a strikeout. The middle infield is at double play depth. Grand Canyon does not need a base hit to play to run. Carr peers over at Wyatt. He's at first. Quiggle with a short lead off the third base bag. The 1-2 pitch to Bess. A swing and a fly ball into left center field. Plakas sprinting over. He will make the grab waist high. Tagging at third and scoring is Quiggle. Wyatt stays put at first base. It's 2-1 Wolverines. That is RBI number 15 for Bess. And the hitter will be Preston Pavlica. Still just 1 away here in the second inning, although nobody in scoring position now. Pavlica, the center fielder, the senior, hitting from the right side. Just a .224 average on the year. Carr, the right-hander, throws. And that almost looked like a frisbee slider. Misses outside. It's 1-0. I think that was the curveball, but it slipped out of the hand of Carr. The rain has let up now, the snow as well. The 1-0 pitch coming to Pavlica. A swing and a foul tip into the glove of Sims. That was a curveball that hung up there. Pavlica just missed it, and I think Carr got away with a mistake there.
And those are the pitches we've seen that teams have really made Jake Carr pay for. And if with that kind of a pitch, Jordan, I'd rather you miss that too low, than miss up.
Absolutely. Sims sets up low and away here. The 1-1 is swung on and drilled to left. Plakas now comes in on it and makes the grab. Boy, I'm just not judging fly balls well tonight, and apparently Plakas was thinking what I was thinking, because initially he broke back in almost a sprint to the track and then right away stopped and had to come in and reach forward and make that grab, as now he's checking his footing out there. I think he may have made a divot with the spikes. But Pavlica looked like he got a hold of that one, but obviously not off the sweet spot. So 2 away. Here is Mumper. Pitch to the right-handed hitter is in there for a called strike. A fastball from Jake Carr. Quiggle doubled to begin this inning. Then Wyatt reached on a bunt. Since then, a couple fly outs and a run in for Grand Canyon. 2-1 Wolverines. We're in the top of the second inning. The pitch to Mumper, who is hitting .229 on the year. A fastball misses up high, and it's 1-1. Mumper with 5 RBIs, no home runs. Grand Canyon has won their 7 of their last 8 away from the ballpark in Phoenix. Here's a slider missing down and away as Wyatt was taking off on the pitch. He slides in safely. No throw from Sims. As Sims kind of fell down out of his crouch there, reaching for that ball. So a stolen base for Wyatt. I say a slide. That looks like a slider, but it is a slow slider in the 70s, if it is, from Jake Carr.
almost like a curveball that doesn't get kind of the curve movement on it.
That slurve we've kind of talked about. The 2-1 pitch. That one gets away from Carr, but he springs out of his crouch and gets to it before Wyatt can think about taking third. Now it's 3-1 to Mumper. On deck is David Avidia. He's hitting just 194. So, and first base is open, but if you're Carr, you would like to get Mumper and face Avidia to begin the third inning if possible. Now Mumper takes time, steps out. A base hit would tie the game. 2-1 Utah Valley. We're in the second inning. Carr into his stretch. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Thigh high at 86 miles an hour, and the count is full. Marco playing very deep in right field. Beltran, medium deep in center. Plakis, deep in left. The Ducks, they're playing shallow in left.
Wow, they've gotten all the way over there. Last time I saw, they were out in right center field.
3-2 pitch is swung on and lined into right. Marco coming in into his left. His hat flies off as he makes the grab, and the inning is over. So Mumper hits the ball hard, but right at Marco. Grand Canyon gets a run back on 2 hits. They leave a man stranded. On to the last of the second inning. It's the Wolverines 2, the Lopes 1. Polson, Plakis, and Howell do up 7-8-9 for the Wolverines as we head to the last of the second inning. 2-1, Utah Valley leading Grand Canyon. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, Sacramento State and California Baptist are tied at 3. That game just in the last of the first in Riverside. That's a series to keep an eye on early on in the WAC season. Also on the out-of-town scoreboard, UT Rio Grande Valley leading Northern Colorado 1-0. That game also in the first inning down in Edinburgh. So here is Polson. Back out on the mound, Cade Meckles. A fastball misses high, and it's 1-0. Well, Meckles gave up a leadoff single in the first inning. Then 2 more base hits, ended up giving up 2 runs as Polson fouls one off of home plate and into foul territory. It's 1-1. And we mentioned that specifically just because Cade Meckles, it's so unusual. He's been absolutely tremendous this season. Came in with a 1.49 earned run average. He is 5-1 win-loss. The 1-1 pitch to Polson. A swing and a chopper foul on the third base side, and it's 1-2. So we've seen Meckles obviously is very adept, very comfortable with using that breaking stuff early on in counts. That was an off-speed pitch down low. Trying to keep these Wolverine hitters off balance. From the windup, Meckles kicks and fires. And a 3-2 hit Polson on the left knee, it looked like, maybe just above it. So the leadoff man is on for the Wolverines. A mistake from Meckles. He was ahead in the count.
And those are the ones that drive you nuts, or the ones when you're ahead in the count, or the 2-out hits, and things like that when you really have an opportunity, Jordan, to just get the hitter out and get the first out of the inning. Now it kind of changes the way things are. Now you put a base runner on and you bring up the 8-hole hitter, Plakis.
Plakis, a right-handed hitter. Polson held on at first by Best. So right away, Cade Meckles back into his stretch. The pitch. A curveball right there on the inside corner, a beauty, called for strike 1. Plakis, the freshman, hitting .250 on the year, 1 home run, just 2 RBIs. I think maybe, possibly both of those came on that home run. The wind now blowing out toward right center field. The one strike offering, Plekas shows bunt. He offered at it, couldn't get the bat on it. A ball down low and away. Not a good pitch. A tough pitch to bunt. And it's 0-2. Plekas digging that back foot into the batter's box. A wide open stance. Bat on his shoulder. Here comes the 0-2. This one swung on, hit into center field, but right at Pavlica. He's under it. He makes the grab as Plekas got a ball about thigh high, but off the end of the bat. One away. And here is Howell. Trevor Howell hitting just 157 on the year. He led off for much of the season, but has been moved down to that 9 spot, trying to get that bat going. The senior out of San Diego. Polson with a short lead at first. Meckles throws over anyway, just to let him know that he's keeping an eye on him. A sparse crowd on hand. Almost everybody sitting up under the overhang. The rain has stopped, I think. Another throw to first from Meckles. 2-1 Wolverines, a man on, a man out in the last of the second inning. Meckles comes set, chest high, peers in. Now he kicks and fires, and that one swung on and popped back and out of play behind home plate. A fastball up in the zone, and it's 0-1 to Howell. Meckles, the junior out of McMinnville, Oregon. Just 5'10", or 5'11", I beg your pardon, 180. The one strike pitch coming. Another throw to first base, and Polson nearly got picked off. Polson just got under the tag of Bess. Polson has stolen one base this season. He has been caught once. He has a very short lead. The one strike pitch is bunted at, and Howell misses. Then a snap throw down to first. Polson back in diving again. 0-2. So the Wolverines have not looked good at the plate in this inning. A couple of missed bunt attempts. Here at the bottom of the order. The 1-1 pitch coming from Meckles. Another throw to first base. Polson is possibly a step and a half off the first base bag. Meckles obviously wants to keep him close. He's thinking Howell, with one strike, might try to bunt, and Polson may be taking off on it. Perhaps the hit and run is in order, although Howell has had trouble making contact at times this season. We'll see. The 1-1 pitch. Nope, another throw over. So Polson, he's all muddy. The infield a little damp. It's been raining off and on all day and during this ball game, early on at least. The 1-1 from Meckles. Polson takes off. A swing and a miss. The throw down to second has Polson by 6 feet. Polson, it was an okay jump, but he had no lead. He was maybe a step off the first base bag. So perhaps the hit and run on there, Howell can't make contact. So now there's 2 away, base is empty. 1-2 to Howell. So just not well executed there by the Wolverines.
And we've seen that multiple times with Cade Polson on the base paths. The hit and run sign will come on, or Polson will try to go to second. And I think that's the first time we actually saw, usually the ball's been fouled away, but that's the first time we've seen Cade Polson really try to go for second base.
Howell fouls one off to the right. So Meckles obviously was expecting that. He had thrown over several times. had kept Polson very close to the bag. The 1-2 pitch swung on, fouled off to the right again. A fastball, belt high.
You'd like to see Trevor Howell just kind of build off of some of those positive at-bats he had. This is a very kind of an uncharacteristical slow start for Trevor Howell.
The 1-2 pitch misses way outside. Looked like a slider from Meckles. Or maybe a two-seamer that got away. It's 2-2. 2-1, Wolverines leading. We're in the last of the second inning. Base is empty, 2 outs. Yeah, and you're in that territory with Howell where it's no longer getting to be a slow start. It's just you're not hitting all that well. He takes a curveball here for strike 3. So the inning's over. The Wolverines get a base runner. Nobody's stranded, though. He made an out trying to steal second. No hits, no runs. On to the third. It's the Wolverines 2, the Lopes 1 on GoUVU.com.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool, too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
Don't forget, fans, to stick around for our post-game show where we'll award our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. 2-1 Wolverines as we head to the third inning. Here with the play-by-play is Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, Jordan. The first pitch, a fastball that misses away for ball 1 to the Grand Canyon catcher, David Avitia, who will stand in. As right now, we're looking in between innings, and we got 4 ducks now. 2 in shallow left and 2 in deeper left, hanging out with Jake Plakis out there.
Hashtag Duck Watch.
As the 1-0 pitch gets in there for a called strike to even the count up 1-1. Said to Jordan in between innings, I said, I think they got the wrong night. It would have been a little more ironic had they been here Wednesday. The 1-1 pitch low and outside with the fastball. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Avitia.
You can tell they just don't have that spring in their waddle. They thought they were coming to see Oregon. They got here a couple days too late, and they're ticked off about it.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one sent foul back to the screens. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I really am kind of surprised. I saw the third base umpire just kind of watching them in between innings. So the umpires know they're there. But I'm just hoping at some point they don't have some kind of effect on the ball game, because then we might have a duck delay. The 2-2 pitch, low and outside, ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I've never seen this.
We could have a duck disaster. There were 4 ducks in left field.
3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Here's the count has gone full on the leadoff man. It's Avitia, and then it's Austin Bull, and then Pakai Winchester coming up here for Grand Canyon. The 3-2 pitch inside and hits Avitia and the leadoff man on. Either way, whether that hits the catcher or not, would have been ball 4 because it was inside, but nonetheless, you lose the leadoff man on a hit by pitch, and back to Austin Bull on the top of the lineup.
Well, that's a big mistake if you're Jake Carr, because Avitia is hitting just 194, and he's leading off the inning, and you give him a free pass. Now back to the top of the order where these guys can really mash.
Grand Canyon, a very good offensive club. They've been known to score some runs this year. They had a 16-run inning earlier in the year against Xavier. And what was a First pitch, Bull pops the bunt straight up, and Sims will watch it hit the turf, or the grass behind him for strike one, 0-1. That game came back, I believe, on March 16th when they beat Xavier by a final score of 25-18. And talk about a slugfest that was. The Musketeers making the trip out from
Cincinnati.
I was trying to remember the conference.
It's the American, what is it? The
0-1 pitch, and Bull lays a bunt right back to the pitcher, Carr. Carr fires to first in time to get Bull. However, that will move the runner up to second base. So a good sacrifice there from the top of the lineup. And here's the designated hitter, Pakai Winchester. Winchester, a strikeout victim back in his first plate appearance here. Now this is going to bug me until I find out the conference Xavier plays in.
You know, like the AAC or something.
It has to be
Or
Big
no.
East. I was thinking the Big East. I was thinking the Atlantic 10, but I knew that wasn't right. Our producer, Ben, talking to me through the Big East. Ryan, it's the Big East as Winchester takes strike one, 0-1.
Oh, I was way off. I thought they abolished the Big East years ago.
No balls and a strike as Winchester stands back in. One out, runner on at second. Utah Valley leading Grand Canyon 2-1 here in the third. Winchester hitting .326 on the year. Carr checks the runner at second and delivers. This one outside in the right-handed batter's box for ball one, and the count moves here 1 ball and 1 strike. Utah Valley scoring 2 in the bottom of the first inning to have a 2-1 lead. Ready to go here is Carr as he's looking here from the stretch. Comes home, and the pitch, Winchester, foul tips it into the, or I guess he just swung through it there. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Winchester. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Pakai Winchester. Second baseman Cody Hall playing shaded maybe a little bit more towards the hole than we're used to seeing right now. Here's the pitch on its way. Winchester fouls it back, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Winchester. Jake Carr, the right-hander, right now, working here in the top of the third inning. So far has been able to keep the ball down and has limited the free passes.
Trying to work around that lead-off free pass.
Ready to go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count. The pitch to Winchester. He rolls this one to second. Cody Hall up with it. He'll throw to first in time to get Winchester. Avidia will move down to second, or move over to third base. And with 2 outs, it will bring up Quinn Cotton. And if there's a situation where you want to be dealing with the third and fourth hitters, if there's going to be men on base, it's probably with 2 outs and a runner on third. You want to be facing this part of the lineup. Quinn Cotton will stand in. The reason why I say that is because you don't have multiple guys on base, and if you can at least pitch to contact here, you can potentially get out of it with no damage done. And Cotton fouls the first pitch away, sends it down the right field line. The dangerous part comes in if you face the middle part of this lineup with multiple runners on base and less than 2 outs, where a ball in the gap can score multiple runs, or a home run or something like that. Quinn Cotton only with 2 home runs on the year. He's only knocked in 10 runs. However, hitting .304, the 0-1 pitch on its way. There's a line drive to third. Estrada scoops it up, throws across the diamond to get Cotton, and the inning is over. That was a tough play there at third by Paul Estrada. He made it look easy, and the inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the third. Cody Hall, Michael Beltran, and Ryan Eastburn due up for the Wolverines in the bottom half. Coming up on the WAC Digital Network and GoUVU.com.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests. From innovative exercise science, outdoor recreation to STEM programs, there's a place for you at Utah Valley University. A place to engage, to rise, to succeed, to become.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me.
You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Bottom of the third inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. The Ducks are out there making new friends tonight and now trying to make friends with the third base umpire, but he doesn't really seem to be really interacting very much with
Quackers and company out there
with the Ducks as Cody Hall stands back in, ready to go here in the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 lead for Utah Valley. The Wolverines will try to add to it here as the right-hander Cade Mickles will go back to work here to face Cody Hall, who singled and came around to score a run for the Wolverines back in the first. And Hall takes the first pitch, fastball, above the letters for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. The count here on Cody Hall. Ready to go once again, the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball right on the corner. This one for a called strike, and it's 1-1. To give you an idea, this has been a pretty heavily dominated series led by the Lopes. GCU 10-5 against the Wolverines. There's a bunt shown by Hall, but he pulls it back for strike 2, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here in games played in Orem, Grand Canyon holds a 4-2 lead over the Wolverines. Mickles ready to go right here with the 1-2 pitch. And that one looked just a little bit maybe high for a ball, and it evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, a lot of fun, exciting games going on this weekend as conference play throughout the country well underway. Some conferences already into their 3rd weekend of conference play. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cody Hall, and he swings and lifts this one foul. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. How about the Pac-12 this week, Jordan? 4 top 10 teams, 1 game postponed. We kind of wondered a little bit with, I know, up in Salt Lake City and more north, they got hit with a lot more snow than we did. That one's popped up down the line. It's a long run kind of out towards the Bermuda Triangle, and it's going to go foul before Quinn, Cotton, Bess, or Bull can run it down. It'll be instead a long strike. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That Utah-Oregon game postponed. I'm assuming they're going to probably play 2 tomorrow.
That explains the Ducks. They went up to Smith's Ballpark in Salt Lake City, postponed, so they flew down here. They wanted to take in a ball game either way. They're kind of moseying about in foul territory down the third baseline now. Hashtag Duck Watch.
You know, I was teasing Jordan. I said, boy, if we had an extra camera, we could almost just have duck cam and just
in the top of your screen.
The 2-2 pitch swung foul, and we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Cody Hall, the senior second baseman for Utah Valley, standing in here. Moved up to the leadoff spot here a couple of weeks back. Has done a nice job for the Wolverines this year. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung out and missed. The ball's going to skip away from the catcher. He'll fire down to first in time for the first out of the 3rd inning. The 3rd strikeout here for Cody Hall, and here is center fielder Michael Beltran.
Yeah, just a good breaking ball there from Cade Mickles down in the zone that Hall could not hold up on.
Right here as Beltran will stand in. Ready to go here with the Mickles now will step off the mound here a little bit. And the first pitch in there for strike one to Beltran. Meckles last year played summer baseball in the Cape Cod League. That one sent down the third baseline over towards left field. Beltran going to try to get two. He will slide in as the throw gets past Austin Bull at second base. And Beltran is on here with one out. The throw would have beat him. Quiggle put it in on a hop, and I don't think Bull was able to just come up with the throw. And reaching will be Beltran.
Yeah, I think Beltran, I think you're right, Ryan. I think he caught a break there. It was Quiggle coming up with it quickly in left field. That ball was smoked, and so as Beltran slid into second, it was kind of an in-between hop that Bull would have had to come up with. But the Wolverines have a runner in scoring position with one out.
They're going to give Beltran a double on that, and the first pitch to Ryan Eastburn, a breaking pitch that settles in at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. Eastburn has been a big help to this Utah Valley club since coming back from his injury. Ready to go, the pitch, this one low and inside, count evens up here. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ryan Eastburn. Here's the 1-1, and they'll turn and look the runner back to second. Cade Mickles started his college career at Western Oregon University up in Monmouth, Oregon, and then transferred up to Skagit Valley College up in Mount Vernon, Washington. Eastburn pulls this one. It's going to hit off the first base bag straight up into the air. Everybody will reach safe on what will be a base hit for Eastburn. And Bess was in position to make the play, had the ball got over the first base bag, but there it just hit right off the bag, just went straight up into the air, and there's just no play there. Austin Bull able to recover it. A nice job for Utah Valley, maybe catching another break with runners on the corners for Alexander Marco.
And I'm not sure who caught the break there, because you're right, he was behind the bag ready to make a play, but that ball was hit so hard, it would not have been a gimme by any means. So luckily for Grand Canyon, the ball popped straight up, and Bull, who was backing up the play, was able to snag it right out of the air. But now you have Marco up with 2 men on.
Ready to go. Alexander Marco takes the first pitch at 80 miles an hour on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1 here on Alexander Marco.
Well, this is exactly what you want if you're the Wolverines. Again, you're run producer up there with men on base.
They'll throw over to first, and diving back safely is Eastburn. You have to be careful. Mickles with a great move over to first. Cade Polson back in the second, almost getting picked off on a similar move here from Mickles. And working here from the stretch with runners on the corners and 1 gone. Marco an RBI double in his first plate appearance. On a ball that split the gap in right center field. Marco will one-hop this one into center field for a base hit. Scoring will be Beltran, and going to second will be Ryan Eastburn on an RBI single there from Alexander Marco, his second of the ball game. And Utah Valley getting some of those key hits that the Wolverines maybe haven't gotten in the early part of the season, but saving them for the right time as Drew Sims will now come to the plate, who had a sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the first inning for Utah Valley.
That was a nice job by Marco, not trying to hit one out of the ballpark, just taking that pitch right back up the middle.
So here's Drew Sims with 1 away. Runners on at first and second. 3-1 lead for the Wolverines. And Sims hits this one a mile high into right. Quinn Cotton will kind of dance around and right, get under it, make the catch. And there's 2 away here in the inning as the throw comes through the third. I say dance around because he went one way, had to go to another, and then kind of had to make some last-minute adjustments out there. And with 2 outs, it will bring up Paul Estrada. Estrada ended the first inning on a ground out to third, and will now stand in here in a key moment for Utah Valley here in the third with 1 run in.
Well, it's in these types of situations where the Wolverines really want to get greedy. They need to score more than just 1 run. especially against this GCU offense.
Nichols will go to the stretch here against Paul Estrada. He'll stay in the stretch. He's been in the stretch with runners on base. And the first pitch about ready to come home to Paul Estrada right there on the corner for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Utah Valley leading 3-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Man, we've seen Meckles with that breaking stuff. That was a good-looking curveball, just missed low and away.
Meckles ready to go here. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Estrada. That one low for ball 2. And it's 2 balls and no strikes on Paul Estrada. Meckles is used to throwing in big-time competition. As a junior, helped his team to the state playoffs, as quarterfinals as a senior. Here's the 2-0 pitch about ready to come home, and the pitch. Estrada took a big cut and came up empty, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Estrada was looking fastball there, and that's what he got, about knee high, but he could not connect. I think he was looking fastball from the look of that swing, I should say.
He was looking at something coming through the zone quickly. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Estrada. That one fouled straight back. We'll do it again. This time with 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Paul Estrada. Talk about getting off to a good start the first game of a series. Sometimes winning that first game can really kind of just change everything in the series. This one long from being over, however. But 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Paul Estrada. Ready to go from the stretch. The runners get their lead on the base paths. And the 2-2 pitch on its way. Blocked in the dirt. It skips away, however, from behind home plate. But kept in front of them. The runners will stay. And now the runners will probably be taking off here with a 3-ball, 2-strike count and with 2 outs in the inning. Ryan Eastburn can get a little bit of a head start, as can Alexander Marco. And on a base, and with that happening, this is when a ball in the gap or something down the line, especially with Quinn Cotton playing towards right center field, becomes very dangerous.
And this is a big pitch, and you know that because Ovidio went out and had a word with Meckles. He wanted to make sure they were on the same page.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. On its way home, runners take off late, but Estrada sends it foul. In fact, Ryan Eastburn didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Eastburn, you got to take off there. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners on first and second, and Dave Carter's telling him that right now.
Had that ball been hit in play down the outfield, Alexander Marco was almost already to second base. He would have had to have held up, or Eastburn would have been automatically going to the plate. Runners go this time. Estrada pulls it to third behind the bag. It's going to be a long throw, pulled the first baseman off the bag. Everybody's safe. It was Tyler Wyatt, the third baseman, fielded that one going back at short and just threw a low liner, a 1-hopper, and the first baseman, Bess, had to back up off the bag. That would be an E5 on the throw. And now the bases are loaded for Utah Valley, and it will be Cade Polson coming to the plate.
Yeah, Wyatt did a nice job to come up with that ball. It took a weird in-between hop behind that third base bag, but with Estrada sprinting up the line, Wyatt had to hurry and just didn't make the good throw.
Cade Polson stands in, swings at the first pitch, and grounds it to short. Up with it is Mumper, who will go the short way to second to end the inning, and Utah Valley cannot cash in. We head to the fourth. Utah Valley, however, gets 1 in the third to take a 3-1 lead. We head to the fourth after the break on the WAC Digital Network.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. It's a 3-1 lead right now for Utah Valley on top of the visiting Grand Canyon Lopes. Here, the first of a 3-game weekend series that will run tonight, tomorrow afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow, I guess I should say mid-afternoon, and really Sunday's a early afternoon contest. The first pitch to Kona Quiggles rolled foul over toward the dugout. It's no balls and a strike on Quiggle. Well, Willie the Wolverine is out tonight, hanging out down on the third base dugout. As Jake Carr is ready to come home with the 0-1 pitch. That one low for a ball, and the count evens up here, 1 ball and 1 strike on Kona Quiggle. We want to welcome those watching on YouTube, also on the KSL, I believe it's the KSL TV app as well. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count here on Quiggle. And he sends this one back foul to the back stop, and it's 1-2 now on Quiggle.
It's a great pitch, 0-2 from, well, it's a pretty good pitch, 0-2 from Jake Carr, low in the zone. There's not a ton Quiggle can do with it, a good fastball.
Ready to go here with the 1-2 pitch, about ready to come to Quiggle, time called, and Quiggle will just put that back foot, or that front foot out of the batter's box. We'll get reset here with the 1-2 pitch. A good 1-2 that just must have missed maybe low for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good eye from Quiggle right there.
Yeah, it went.
That was probably a tough pitch to lay off.
Indeed, soft away. See if he comes with the fastball here.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, right off the plate for ball 3, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Infield back for Utah Valley, outfield playing pretty straight away. So the clouds begin to lighten up a little bit here at the ballpark in Orem. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Jake Carr. That one's going to be pulled over to first. A nice stop by Polson, who underhands to Carr, covering, and there's 1 away here in the 4th. Not an easy play for Cade Polson, who's making his first season really at first base, to have to make the sliding backhanded stop and then quickly get to his feet and underhand to Carr, covering the bag. And here's third baseman Tyler Wyatt.
The Wolverine defense has been a lot better this past week and a half than they were this, I should say, first third of the season.
Here's the first pitch to Tyler Wyatt. That one over for a strike at 72 there, I think, with the curveball. And it's 0-1 on Wyatt. It's hard to imagine how quickly the college baseball season goes now that March is almost over. The 0-1 pitch sits right there again, but just off the plate, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Tyler Wyatt. April 1st will be Monday, and then we only have about a month and a half of the regular season left. It's going to go quick here the rest of the way. Here's the 1-1 pitch about to come home as Carr winds and delivers, and Wyatt fouls this one off at the plate, came back up and hit him. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Tyler Wyatt.
Jake Carr's doing a really nice job keeping the ball down right now.
Ready to go once again here with the 1-2 pitch. Carr takes a look in behind the plate to Drew Sims, and the 1-2 pitch right on the corner, called strike 3. Strikeout number 2 on the evening here for Carr. And with 2 gone, here's first baseman Cuba Bess. Bess had a sacrifice fly in his first plate appearance. Will stand in here from the left side for the Wolverines, or for the Lopes, I mean. Ready to go here, and the pitch coming from Carr. He swings and a little bit out in front of that one and got underneath it to foul it off, and it's 0-1 on Bess. Bess on the year hitting .333, 21 hits in his first 63 at-bats, 5 home runs. It's a Grand Canyon lineup that has some pop. The 0-1 pitch, right, a fastball misses off the plate. The count evens up at 1-1. Be interesting to see tomorrow afternoon. Paxton Schultz will go for the Wolverines, and Schultz has been tough. Had a great start up at Seattle last week for Utah Valley.
Yeah, he's the reigning WAC pitcher of the week.
The 1-1 pitch, low and inside for a ball, and it's 2-1. The count now on Cuba Bess. Infield back here for Utah Valley. Ready to go. Here's Jake Carr as he winds and delivers the 2-1 pitch. Close, but not close enough. Ball 3 outside, and the count goes to 3-1. And now you have to be careful here if you're Carr with Cuba Bess hitting.
Yeah, he can let out some shaft here.
Pretty much the entire infield for Utah Valley playing almost back on the grass. Here's a slow roller to first, and that one will go foul, and it will make the count go full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, looking at Cade Polson's jersey over there at first base, Jordan, I mean, he's wearing, Utah Valley wearing the green tops and the white pants, but Cade Polson has almost a muddy brown on the front of his jersey. Well, not much green.
He only had to dive back into first base about 9 times in that couple innings ago when Cade Meckles was keeping him close, and ultimately got thrown out trying to steal second.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Carr kicks and delivers on its way, and that one's sent foul down the line. And we'll do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. A 3-1 lead for the Wolverines on top of the Lopes. Grand Canyon wearing all gray uniforms tonight. Say GCU across the chest. Here's the 3-2 pitch on its way. That one's pulled over to first. Diving is Cade Polson. He gets there. Carr covers the bag, and the inning is over. A nice play there from Cade Polson defensively, and the Lopes go down 1-2-3 in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the inning. Utah Valley coming up here on the WAC Digital Network.
Utah has embodied the spirit of industry. From the first transcontinental railroad to the first department store, we've led the way. As part of the Murdoch Auto team, we're proud to carry on this tradition. That's because when we say you are the heart of our business, it's more than just a slogan. It's our commitment to the values we all hold dear with no regrets. You've got to come see why you truly are the heart of our business. Murdoch Hyundai of Linden, part of the Murdoch Auto team. Click MurdochHyundaiLinden.com.
I decided to go to college to further my education and define my purpose in the world and be a part of something much bigger than myself.
I wanted to set up the best possible future for myself, both academically and athletically. I try to learn from everyone, whether that be professors, my teammates, or other student athletes.
I try to see everyone as an opportunity to learn. Everyone has a story to tell, and I think there's a moral and something you can learn from it.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at the UCCU ballpark in Orem, Utah, 8-9-1. Jake Plakis, Trevor Howell, and Cody Hall coming up for the Wolverines here as Cade Meckles will come back to work here for Grand Canyon. Utah Valley right now doing all the right things on the mound and defensively. Would love to maybe get a couple of more runs on the board and really give Jake Carr some good run support here tonight. The first pitch to Plakis, a changeup that gets in for a strike, and it's 0-1 here on Jake Plakis. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way, and Plakis tried to, I think, hold up on that, but couldn't, and it'll be strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes the count. We're keeping an eye on the other scores throughout the Western Athletic Conference tonight. Some key matchups when it comes to how the seeding for the WAC tournament is going to play out. Here's Plakis with a line drive, base hit to center field. A nice job in the 8th spot for Jake Plakis, and Utah Valley with the leadoff man on here in the 4th, and that will bring up shortstop Trevor Howell.
Well, the Wolverines have had the leadoff man on in 3 of the first 4 innings now. On that out-of-town scoreboard, Sacramento State with a 4-3 lead over California Baptist. That game in the top of the 4th in Riverside. CSU Bakersfield and Seattle just underway in Central California, no score. UT Rio Grande Valley and Northern Colorado tied at 1. That game in the top of the 4th in Southern Texas.
Trevor Howell shows bunt, but pulls it back and takes the ball low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
I guess I should say South Texas. I would say Southern. That's an interesting distinction. We say Southern Utah, but
because South Utah
doesn't sound
just
right,
doesn't
right?
just doesn't sit well. The 0-1 pitch, they'll throw over to first, and Plakis dives back. I was in Southern Utah this time last week.
I bet it was a little warmer than this.
You know, it was kind of perfect. It was between 60 and 65. It was really nice. The 0-1 pitch, Howell lays a bunt right back to the pitcher, and the throw to first in time, and there's 1 gone here in the 4th. A nice job there by Meckles of fielding his position, and with 1 out, that puts Plakis at second for Cody Hall.
That's a well-executed job by Trevor Howell. In his last at-bat, he tried to lay down a bunt and was unable to do it. He ultimately struck out, looking after being unable to even make contact on what looked like a hit-and-run play. So that's a nice job, a good comeback at bat there.
The nice thing is you now put the top of your order up with men on base. Here's Cody Hall, 1 for 2, a strikeout and a base hit. And the pitch there, missing off the plate with, I believe, the changeup for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Cody Hall.
Yeah, we saw more fastballs through the first time of the order, and that's normal. But since then, really not a lot of fastballs at all from Meckles.
Ready to go here with the 1-0 pitch, and Hall grounds this one over to third. Wyatt up with it. His throw across the diamonds in time. And that will hold Plakis at second, however, as there's really no way for Jake Plakis to even think about going to third. And with 2 outs, and we'll bring up Michael Beltran. Beltran 1 for 2, had himself a strikeout and then a double back in the 3rd and came around to score the lone Wolverine run in the 3rd inning. But the Wolverines already with 3 runs on 7 hits tonight, looking to try to see if they can continue to produce offensively this season. The pitch stays high above the letters for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And it's group picture time down at the third base dugout with Willie the Wolverine. Just saw a whole bunch of people get up and go take their picture. I was like, what's going on down there? Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way, and Beltran sends this one foul. And 1 ball and 1 strike to count here on Michael Beltran. Jake Plakis with good speed out at second base has the potential to score on a Cody Hall base hit or a Michael Beltran base hit. Beltran has seen his average drop a little bit here this year, but hitting .409 with 2 outs in the inning. There's a ground ball over to third. Wyatt scoops it up, throws across the diamond there to get Beltran, and the inning is over. Utah Valley gets a leadoff man on, but they strand him. We head to the 5th. Wolverines leading Grand Canyon 3-1 on the WAC Digital Network, and go UVU.com.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Huh? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
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 I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Be a king in your mind, but do the work of a servant. With a purpose on the mission, you get to what you deserving. If it's worth it, you be on straight and narrow instead of swerving. Ignore the dream killers and doubters, cause they ain't perfect.
Dang, still a lot of doubters out there. What do you want to tell them?
Thank you for the motivation.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Top of the 5th inning here at Utah Valley University and UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah, where the Suns decided to make an appearance tonight. And right now, a 3-1 lead for Utah Valley. Jake Carr will go back to work, and he'll deal with 7, 8, 9 for Grand Canyon. Pavlica, Mumper, and then Avitia will be coming up here for Grand Canyon. And we talked about the opportunity just to settle in would be important for Jake Carr. And tonight, he has been able to find a way to settle in as Preston Pavlica stands in the box, and we will send it over to Jordan Bianucci. Jordan, this is kind of what we were looking for from Jake Carr all year, and he showed glimpses of it, but tonight he's been kind of gone to a new level.
He has. He's retired the last 6 men he's faced as he delivers a fastball that misses high and wide to Pavlica. Pavlica 0 for 1. He flied out to left back in the 2nd inning. From the windup, Carr throws, and a fastball misses down low, and it's 2-0. So if you're Jake Carr here, obviously, you just don't want to walk Pavlica. That has been the harbinger of bad news for the Wolverines all year. Lead-off free passes, among other things. Fastball misses way inside, and it's 3-0 now. A walk here brings the tying run to the plate. 3-1, Utah Valley leading in the 5th inning. Carr with the 3-0 pours that one right down the middle. 3-1. Pavlica hitting .221 on the year. 3 homers. He has struck out 26 times, though. The 3-1 pitch from Carr. And it's way outside. A ball not close. And he walks the leadoff man. That is just the 2nd free pass, the first walk issued by Jake Carr. Here is Mumper with a man at first, nobody out. Mumper hit the ball pretty hard in his first at bat, but right at Marco in right field. A right-handed hitter. He'll step in. Pavlica is a fast runner. He has stolen 8 bases this season, has been caught just once. A fastball misses up high, and it's 1-0. Carr's going to take a walk now off the back of the mound, rub up the baseball, and do some soul-searching here. He needs to throw some strikes. Estrada in on the edge of the grass at third base. Polson holding on the runner at first. The 1-ball, no-strike pitch coming from Carr. Fastball right there on the outside corner, taken for strike 1. It is 1 ball, 1 strike to Mumper. Mumper hitting .224 on the year. No home runs. The outfield deep and straight away for Utah Valley. The wind blowing out toward right center. The 1-1 pitch, there goes the runner. A swing and a foul back and out of play. The hit and run looked to be on, and Pavlica got a tremendous jump. But it's 1-2.
You have to keep an eye on Pavlica. He's got tremendous speed over at first base, and you know, even though Grand Canyon Jordan's trailing by 2, it wouldn't surprise me if at some point they try, if they get in a favorable situation, to try to send Pavlica from first.
Indeed. A ball in the gap. Had that ball been contacted by Mumper and hit into the gap, Pavlica would have easily scored with that head start. He'd score without a head start. He's that fast. The 1-2 swung on, fouled back to the right. We'll do it again. Another fastball from Carr. Pavlica staying put there. On that pitch, I should say. Carr trying to work through the bottom third of this Grand Canyon order. The 1-2 pitch. And it's way outside. Looked like a slider got away from Carr. Sims did a nice job of leaping out of his crouch to his right and backhanding that ball. It's 2-2 to Mumper. Now you get into more base-stealing friendly counts.
This is where if you're Jake Carr, Jordan, you have to focus on the little things that you've done so far and not really worry about everything else going on around you.
There goes the runner. 2-2's lined into right center field. Pavlica will round second, dig for third. He's going to score easily. The throw in from Marco is going to be late. Into second with an RBI double is Mumper. Carr left a pitch just up in the zone, and Mumper knew what to do with it. And it's a 3-2 game. Wolverines still leading by a run. But nobody out. The tying run in scoring position here for Grand Canyon. That is RBI number 6 on the season for Mark Mumper.
That's going to send Eric Madsen out to the mound to have a quick word here with his right-hander. Jordan, I think this is a great visit. I think the biggest thing you want to make sure of is Jake Carr understands that he can pitch, he can get these guys out. You just kind of need to settle in here for a quick moment, and if you can do that right here, if you're Jake Carr, you're in a good position. This is one of those kind of key moments in the ball game where you can't have this turn into a big inning.
Indeed. We'll see if Avitia is bunting here. Avitia just hitting 194 on the year with a man at second and nobody out. You would think perhaps Andy Stankiewicz would sacrifice him to third, get that tying run 90 feet away with less than 2 down, but we'll see. The corners will come in for Utah Valley, expecting the bunt. Austin Bull and the top of the order on deck. Carr set, the pitch, a swinging away. Avitia fouls it off to the right, so 0-1. Mentioned Avitia hitting below 200. Does have a home run on the season, 6 men batted home. The corner infielders still on the grass for Utah Valley. 0-1 to Avitia. Carr checks the runner at second, now kicks and fires, and it's swung on and missed. A fastball up and in, and it's 0-2. So now the infield, the corners can ostensibly move back. And if you're Jake Carr, you're pitching for the strikeout here. If you're Avitia, you'd prefer to hit one on the ground to the right side if you have to make an out. 0-2. Mumper at second base. He doubled in a run. 3-2 Wolverines. Fastball. Called strike 3 at the knees. A huge strikeout for Carr and an unproductive out for Avitia. 1 away. That is just the 3rd strikeout for Carr. He has pitched a contact tonight, but he needed a strikeout and he got it. So here is Austin Bull, a switch hitter hitting from the left side. Bull has flied out and laid down a sacrifice bunt. The pitch to him. Fastball misses off the outside. 1-0. This inning began with a walk to Preston Pavlica, who came around to score on a Mark Mumper double into right center field. A man on, a man out. The 1-0 coming from Carr. Fastball, tapped foul, back behind home plate. And it's 1-1. That's a good pitch from Jake Carr, down and away. Not much that Austin Bull can do with it. Bull hitting .232 on the year. No home runs. 9 runs batted in. An on-base percentage of .351 for the leadoff man. 1-1 the count. Carr checks on the runner at second base. Howell playing behind him. The pitch. Fastball right there. Catches the outside corner. Called for strike 2. And you can't tell for sure, but that looks like a pitch where it's nice having Drew Sims behind the plate. He is an excellent pitch framer, and he can steal some calls.
It'd be interesting to know how many a game he steals, because it seems like I see about 4 or 5 that I go, he probably stole that one.
The 1-2 pitch to Bull. A swing and a ground ball to second base. Cody Hall up with it. Sidearm to first. A wide throw, but Polson stretches down the line and gloves it. And they're 2 down. Pekai Winchester will hit with 2 down and a man at third base. Winchester 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and bounced out. A left-handed hitter. Carr trying to get out of this inning, giving up just the 1 run, trying to preserve that Wolverine 1-run lead. 3-2 Utah Valley. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Here it comes to Winchester. Changeup is swung on and fouled back and out of play, and it's 0-1. Winchester, the designated hitter, with a .323 average. 3 homers, 18 RBIs. He has struck out a lot. 27 Ks here in 2019. Just a lovely night here in Orem. The sun is setting. You can see the mountains snow-capped. Well, snow-covered, I should say, beyond left field. Fastball catches that outside corner, and it's 0-2. So now, if you're Jake Carr, you don't want to come into the strike zone here. You want to make it tempting, but you want Winchester to chase one. However, with that man at third base, you have to be careful with anything in the dirt. 0-2. From the stretch, Sims sets up low and away. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses high and away. Not a great 0-2 there. Easy take for Winchester. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Carr did reach back and put something extra on that at 87 miles an hour.
And I was kind of thinking he might go to something like that, Jordan, something maybe a little off the plate there. I just didn't think he'd go quite that far off the plate.
We'll see. It sets up the breaking ball if he wants to go to it. The 1-2 coming. Swing and a fly ball into left field. It was a fastball, shin high. Plakis is under it. He makes the grab, and Carr does a nice job working around the walk and the double. He does give up a run. Grand Canyon scores 1. They leave a man left. On to the last of the 5th inning. It's Utah Valley 3, Grand Canyon 2.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests, from award-winning accounting to marketing and entrepreneurship programs, there's a place for you at Utah Valley University. A place to engage, to rise, to succeed, to become.
3-2 Utah Valley as we head to the last of the 5th inning. The heart of the Wolverine order coming up. It'll be Eastburn, Marco, and Sims, 3, 4, and 5. The Wolverines looking to get that run back that GCU put on the board in the top half of this inning. Eastburn is 2 for 2 tonight, a couple singles. He swings at the first pitch and drives it to deep right center field. Going back is Pavlica on the track. He reaches up and he makes the grab as he bangs into the wall. Eastburn gives it a ride to the left of where the 388 marker would be, just to the right of where the 408 marker would be, and there is 1 away.
And you think of it, if Eastburn Jordan pulls that ball down the line or even goes the other way with it, he touches the ball right there. He just hits it into the deepest part of the park. It's a great swing on the ball, but just hung up there too long for Pavlica to run it down.
Yeah, those alleyways are vast here at UCCU Ballpark as Marco takes a fastball above his head, and it's 1-0. The deepest part of the ballpark is in left center. It is 427 feet away from home plate. 388 to right center. The 1-0 to Marco. Fastball misses inside again. 2-0. This one low. Down the line and left, it's 305 feet. Down the line in right, just 312. Marco, he could hit one out. The 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner, knee high, called for a strike, and it's 2-1. Marco tonight has had 2 RBIs, a double and a single. Plated a run with each of them. The 2-1. A swing and a high drive to left. That's going to hang up there in the ballpark for Quiggle. In front of the warning track, he makes the grab. And they're 2 away. So that ball was hit not as well as Eastburn's, but the Wolverines making some good contact tonight. That one, more of a lazy fly ball toward that, and it looks a lot better when you have that short porch down there, but that one a routine play. A fastball misses up and in to Sims at 87 miles an hour. Marco hit one earlier, a towering shot that was just foul. Meckles is trying to retire the Wolverines in order for the first time tonight. Utah Valley has had a base runner in each of the first 4 innings. From the windup, the right-hander delivers a beautiful curveball. Wow. In there for a called strike, and it's 1-1.
Just seems like Meckles Jordan tonight has just gotten better as the game's gone on. And
there's a curveball that's swung on and lifted high into left field. Coming in into his left is Quiggle. He makes the grab, and the inning is over. That was another sharp curveball from Meckles and a clean inning. On to the 6th inning. Utah Valley leads Grand Canyon 3-2 on GoUVU.com and the WAC Digital Network.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Top of the 6th inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. It's a 3-2 lead right now for Utah Valley on top of Grand Canyon. The heart of the Lopes lineup coming up, however, with Quinn Cotton, Kona Quiggle, and Tyler Wyatt here against Jake Carr, who will look to try to settle back in after giving up the run last inning. And this is a big, dangerous part of the lineup that you have to be very careful with.
Absolutely. Cotton, of course, the WAC preseason player of the year. Came into the ballgame batting .297, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Any one of these 3, but especially the first 2, could tie this game with one swing of the bat. So Cotton steps in, righty versus righty. Cotton 1 for 2 tonight. The pitch, he swings and hits a ground ball sharply up the middle, past the diving Howell and into center field. A leadoff single for Quinn Cotton, and the tying run is on for GCU. And now you face Kona Quiggle. Jake Carr has thrown 93 pitches, and he goes back into his stretch. Quiggle doubled and scored Grand Canyon's first run in the 2nd inning. He is also grounded out to the pitcher. He is 1 for 2. A left-handed power hitter. Slightly open stance, short sleeves, the white batting gloves, the pitch to him, and a fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. Estrada playing a step in front of the third base bag, maybe 8 or 9 feet off the foul line. Polson holding on the runner at first. Cotton has stolen 3 bases this season. He has been caught twice. The pitch, Quiggle takes a fastball just low and away, and now the throw slips out of the hand of Sims. It rolls toward Estrada at third, where he picks it up. Cotton thought about taking off for second, but stayed put. You don't see that all that often. And it's 1-1. Had that hit off the bat or the thigh of Quiggle, it would have been a live ball still, as long as he doesn't intentionally try to interfere with that catcher's throw back to the mound. That ball's live. The 1-1 pitch coming now, a throw over to first, back in diving is Cotton. We saw that 4 or 5 years ago in a playoff game in Toronto, where Shin-Soo Choo was at the plate for the Texas Rangers, and Russell Martin was behind home plate, and Martin tried to throw one back to the pitcher, and it hit Choo's hand. It hit the knob of the bat, something like that. Another throw over to first base, and I think a run came in to score for the Rangers. And Toronto was out arguing, but it was the right call. That was also the game where Batista hit the big home run in the 8th inning, and the Sky Dome lost its mind. The 1-1 pitch here. A swing and a liner foul down the right field line. Quiggle dropped the head on a ball down and in. 1-2 the count.
That was a really interesting series between Texas and Toronto. Is that the same series that you had Batista and Odor get into it?
Yep, and then the next season you had Odor punching Batista during a play at second base.
I mean, it's crazy how much those kind of incidents can just carry over.
The 1-2 pitch. Now a throw over, and they got him picked off. Cotton's in a rundown. Polson chasing him down, will tag him out. What a pickoff move by Jake Carr, and a big mistake from Cotton. Nice job by Polson to run him down, fake the throw. Cotton held up in between bases. And a big play. The tying run no longer on the base paths. You still have Quiggle at the plate, though. 1 out in the inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Quiggle swings and lifts it into shallow left field. Down the line. Plakis sprinting in. He's not going to get there. It's going to fall between everybody, and it's going to bounce near the foul line where the third baseman Estrada will pick it up and relay it to third. In there with a absolute bloop double is Quiggle. So just some bad luck if you're Carr after you pick off the man at first base. So here's Wyatt with the tying run at second base.
However, you kind of look back at that, Jordan, and that pickoff at first becomes big in one sense because it potentially could have been second and third with nobody out in the inning. Or you could make the argument that's first and second with nobody out because the runner would have had to hold to make sure he doesn't catch it. It kind of depends on how you want to look at it, but here a big situation to get that first out.
Here's Wyatt, and he hammers one down the left field line. Home run. A laser beam that got out of here in a hurry, and GCU takes the lead. 4-3, Lopes. Well, that was a fastball knee high that Wyatt did not miss. His second homer of the year. RBIs 14 and 15. And that's not quite a UCCU special. But in another ballpark that's probably off the wall. Either way, Wyatt scorched it. So now Bess will hit. Cuba Bess takes a strike, on the outside corner. So the Wolverines, for the first time tonight, relinquish the lead. 0-1 to Bess. He swings and hits one into right center field. Moving to his left is Beltran. He is under it for the second out. Well, Wyatt was aggressive in that at bat, went after that pitch. Is that the first pitch to Wyatt that he went after? I think it was. And did not miss it. So now the Wolverines will have to come from behind. Here is Pavlica. In there for a called strike at the knees. Two away, base is empty. The 1-strike pitch, Pavlica takes a curveball on the inside corner, knee high for a called strike 2. And a left-hander begins to get loose in the Utah Valley bullpen. That was pitch number 102 on the night from Carr. There's a swing and a liner into right center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Heading into second is Pavlica. He has speed. He's going to dig for third. Here comes, there will be no relay, a stand-up triple for Preston Pavlica. Here is Mark Mumper. 4-3 Grand Canyon. They're looking to extend that lead. 2 runs already in this 6th inning. Mumper doubled in a run last inning. A right-handed hitter, hitting .240 on the year. Pavlica at third base. Carr from the stretch. He kicks and comes home, and a ball misses down and away. A slider missed. Not close. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Down low, it's 2-0. Who is that lefty down in the bullpen, Ryan?
It's going to be Cole Yoakum throwing down there in the bullpen.
So he will get up in a hurry. There's a righty on deck, and then the switch-hitting bull. 2-0 to Mumper. A swing and a line drive into right center field. Beltran on his horse. He reaches up. He makes the grab on the run and saves a run. Nice play by Beltran. That ball nearly hit on a line and rising, almost went over his head. So GCU takes the lead. They put a 2 spot up onto the last of the 6th inning. Grand Canyon 4, Utah Valley 3 on GoUVU.com.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
Paul Estrada to lead things off for Utah Valley. It'll be then Cade Polson and Jake Plakus. 6, 7, and 8 for Utah Valley. They trail Grand Canyon 4-3. Last of the 6th inning after the Lopes tied and took the lead as a ball misses up high to Estrada on a Tyler Wyatt 2-run home run. The 1-0 pitch. Estrada swings and fouls it back and out of play off the facing of the upper deck, off the facing of the overhang. One and one to Estrada. Fastball misses up high from the right-hander, Cade Meckles, who labored through the first 3 innings. However, he has retired the last 5 men he has faced and has really settled in nicely. The 2-1 fouled back to the backstop. Another fastball, and it's 2-2. Estrada is 0 for 2. Grounded out in the first inning and then reached on an error in the third. Both balls were hit to third base. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a foul back to the screen. Estrada chased a high fastball. Meckles has thrown 89 pitches. Or 88, technically. Here's the 89th. A swing and a ground ball to shortstop. Charging his Mumper. He has it, throws on the run, and Estrada is retired. 1 away.
And I mean, Meckles has done exactly what any coach is going to ask you to do. You don't need to go out there and pitch perfect, but pitch good enough to give us an opportunity to score enough runs to win the game. And I think both starters tonight have done that. But Meckles gave up the early runs and then said, okay, you know what, I'm not going to allow anything more. And there's a big opportunity here for Utah Valley to see if they can find a way to chase Meckles and get into that Lopes bullpen.
Here is Cade Polson. He swings at the first pitch and pops it up into shallow center field. Racing in is Pavlica. He will dive and make the grab. Two away, and here is Jake Plakus. Nice play by Pavlica. Kind of a half dive, half slide. He had the ball as he went into that slide on his left hip. He had to come in a long way, though, to get there. Plakus is 1 for 2. He singled into right center field in his last at bat. And guys, you got to turn off the music.
That was something I know Oregon kind of complained about the other night, was that the music was being left on.
When somebody gets in the box, the music needs to turn off. Ball misses up high to Plakus.
Oftentimes you'll see the umpire just call time and just stop it.
And that's exactly what Ryan Bleiberg did right there. Looked up at the press box, gave the little cut it motion. There's a strike to Plakus, a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Plakus hitting .261 on the year. 1 home run. Trying to get a 2-out rally going for the Wolverines. 4-3, Lopes leading here in the last of the 6th, and now time taken by Plakus at home plate. Yoakum still getting loose for the Wolverines in the bullpen. We'll see if he starts the 7th, and now a ball gets away from the Grand Canyon bullpen where someone has just begun to get loose. One and one to Plakus. From the windup, Meckles throws. Fastball misses up high at 86 miles an hour, and it's 2-1. Meckles came into this game having not given up a run since March 8th, but he gave up 2 in the first. Breaking ball misses down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to Plakus.
GCU getting a freshman right-hander, Cole Hoskins, up in their bullpen.
And as I say, 2-1. The home plate umpire corrects me, 3-1. Plakus takes a fastball high and away, ball 4. So a nice job by Plakus, and that puts Meckles into the stretch for the first time since the 4th inning. If nothing else, it will turn the order over next inning. Right now, it'll be the 9th-place hitter, Trevor Howell. Howell laid down a sacrifice bunt in his last at-bat. He struck out looking in the 2nd.
And this is where you'd like to see Trevor Howell have a veteran at bat and just kind of just get things going in a more positive direction for him and just have a veteran approach to hitting here.
Yeah, just extend the inning. Keep the line moving. The pitch. A curveball makes Howell flinch, a good one. At the belt. Came up and in and then swooped in there for a called strike. Well, the bullpens are having a tough time tonight, Ryan. There's another ball that gets away. We've seen about 3 or 4 balls that have gotten away from the bullpen.
That's the second one in Trevor Howell's at bat. He had the one that when he first stepped into the box, and
the 1-strike pitch, and from both clubs. Man.
So now it's Utah Valley's turn.
That's right. Jeez. Put a couple catchers back there. The pitfalls of a bullpens that are in play. The 0-1 pitch. And Howell shows bunt. He pulls it back and takes a ball outside. So Howell thinking about trying to bunt for a base hit there with 2 outs in the inning.
And thing is with that, Jordan, is usually when you see a bump for a base hit, you're moving kind of out of the box as you lay it down. Howell just pulling it out kind of like he was just going to do a sacrifice bunt with 2 outs.
Yeah, which is impossible. The 1-1 pitch coming. He shows bunt again. This one up the third base line. He's going to have to hustle. Handing it is Mickles. He will eat it. He bobbled it. If he fields it cleanly, it's probably an out, but a very nice job by Howell putting the pressure on him. That will be a base hit. That was going to be a tough play for Mickles. And Trevor Howell, that veteran at bat, he extends the inning. Nice job. That's impressive because you have to realize that has to be a perfect bunt. You cannot bunt it and make an out there, obviously. They're 2 away. So here comes the pitching coach. Is that Rich Dorman? It is. So he's going to have a talk with Mickles, a little 2-out rally for the Wolverines, the tying run in scoring position. Cody Hall will be the batter. Hall singled back in the first inning. Came around to score in that inning. He is 1 for 3. Now the home plate umpire will break up the meeting. So Grand Canyon has just 1 coach's visit remaining for the rest of the ballgame. And we're rocking and rolling here at UCCU Ballpark. First and second, 2 outs. Righty versus righty. Hall takes a fastball right there on the outside corner. A good-looking pitch from Mickles. Strike 1. Well, Estrada and Polson were both retired to begin this inning. Then Plakas walked. Howell reached on a bunt single. 0-1 to Hall. Bent at the knees, slightly open stance. The pitch to him. Curveball falls in there. Ball 1, just below the knees. Maybe a hair off the inside. And the count's even at 1-1. A base hit would, in all likelihood, tie the game. 4-3 Grand Canyon. 2 men on, 2 men out. Mickles up near 100 pitches. In fact, this will be pitch number 100. Here it comes. A swing and a miss. A slider down and away. And Hall waved at it. And it's 1-2. Plakas is second. Better than average speed. Howell better than average speed at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes to Hall. Fastball swung on, lifted into left. That is going to be caught on the run just below the waist by Quiggle. And the Wolverines are retired. So Utah Valley puts 2 on. They leave them stranded, no runs. On to the 7th inning. Grand Canyon leading Utah Valley 4-3.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
no, I'm fine, thanks.
It's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You only need to answer 1 question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests.
From award-winning business
and STEM to performing arts programs, there's a place for you. A place for you.
A place for you at UVU.
A place to engage, to rise,
to succeed,
to become.
The lefty. He is coming off of a pretty good outing at Seattle, went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, struck out 2 in that one. He will face the right-handed hitting Avi Tia to begin the 7th inning. The Wolverines trailing 4-3, and here with the play-by-play is Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, Jordan. Avatia stands in and takes first pitch, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And quickly the 1-0 pitch coming in. That one missing as well for ball 2. And it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes on the Grand Canyon catcher. Avatia's been hit by a pitch and struck out. And there the 2-0 pitch just misses, a little elevated out of the zone for ball 3. And the count moves to 3-0.
Again, obviously, Cole Yoakum does not want to walk the leadoff man and does not want to walk Avi Tia, who has not hit the ball all that well this season.
And right there, Yoakum will walk the leadoff man as that one misses low and outside, ball 4. And now you turn it over to the top of the lineup with Austin Bowl.
And this has been the Achilles heel. Just has to be gut-wrenching for the coaching staff to watch all these free passes, because not tonight, but just in general this season, they have just killed the Wolverines. A quick number, Utah Valley, in this past weekend when they played well up at Seattle, in the 2 games that they won, they gave up a combined total of 8 free passes in both games. On Tuesday night against Oregon, the Wolverines issued 14 free passes, hit by pitches and walks.
Austin Bowl takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on the senior second baseman.
And now you're going to see Eric Mattson come out, and he knows how important this inning is. The Wolverines need to keep this a close game, and now it's almost kind of like a red alert as somebody will head down and get loose for Utah Valley. Fans, stay tuned after the ballgame for our post-game show, where we will hand out our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com.
So with 1 ball and no strikes, Austin Bowl will make his way back to the batter's box here for Grand Canyon. And a 4-3 lead for the Antelopes on top of Utah Valley. The Lopes trying to get back to 2-2 in conference play. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, misses outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes, and Cole Yoakum has started with 6 balls delivered here in relief.
It's the first time that Bull has had to bat from the right side tonight, a switch hitter.
Bull went a long way from home, from Montville, New Jersey to Phoenix, Arizona to play baseball. The 2-0 pitch gets in there for a strike, and it's 2-1 here on Austin Bowl. Pakai Winchester on deck, and then you get into Quinn Cotton and Kona Quiggle, and you'd rather not face them with runners on base. Yoakum takes a long look over at first. The 2-1 pitch blocked in the dirt by Drew Sims, and the count now goes 3-1 on Austin Bowl. And you walk Bowl here, the problem is you put great speed on the base paths. With nobody out, you'll have runners on at first and second. Yoakum here will take a moment to get ready to go here on the mound. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Yoakum comes in, that one in there at the knees for a strike, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Austin Bowl. Running over at first base, Avatia, and Bull lines this one down the right field line. Over is going to be cut off about the warning track from Marco. Avatia to third, Bull trying to get into second, gets thrown out on an Alexander Marco throw that one hops to Trevor Howell, and Andy Stankiewicz right out of the dugout here to argue that one. So for right now, the call will stand as an out. Bull will just remain. He's just going to stand there at second base.
Yeah, they're not going to change the call, but the throw, as Bull was heading into second, the throw beat him by a few feet, but it was on a hop, and Howell had to come up and play the short hop like he would a ground ball into his chest, and by the time he slapped the tag on Bull from up here behind home plate, it looked like he may have got under the tag, so I can see why Stankiewicz would be upset.
And he didn't waste any time popping right out of the dugout. But as Jordan said, the call will stand for the first out of the inning on a great throw from Alexander Marco. And with one out, Utah Valley will bring the infield in as Pakai Winchester will come to the plate from the left side. Winchester, a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. The lefty versus lefty matchup, and Winchester swings through the first pitch, and it's 0-1 here on Winchester.
Well, if you're Winchester, all you're trying to do is make some contact here.
Ready to go, Yoakum from the stretch, peers in to Drew Sims behind the plate. The 0-1 pitch, swung out and missed, strike two. Can you imagine the confidence boost if you're Cole Yoakum, if potentially you get out of this jam with no damage done. He still has to get another out, and it's not easy right here with the 3 and 4 hitters coming up, including Quinn Cotton on deck. Yoakum ready to come home. The 0-2 pitch. Swung out and missed. Strike three. Cole Yoakum with the strikeout. A big second out of the inning right there. And now it will bring up Quinn Cotton. The first strikeout for Yoakum. And now a 2-for-3 Quinn Cotton will come to the plate. The next two hitters tonight, we talked about the middle part of the lineup. Quinn Cotton's 2-for-3. And then Quiggle on deck. Well, he's 2-for-3 with 2 extra base hits. Well, then even you go to Tyler Wyatt, he's 2-for-3. Lefty versus righty matchup. The first pitch to Cotton is blocked in the dirt, low and away, ball one. As Yoakum brought that one in at 85 miles an hour. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. The right-hander warming up for the Wolverines in the bullpen is Romeo Carreo for the Wolverines. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one's going to be swung on and lifted into the air, going out, and coming in is Plakus in left, who will make the catch, and Utah Valley gets out of it with no damage done. Now they need to get the bats going. It will be Beltran, Eastburn, and Marco due up after the break here on the WAC Digital Network.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else?
In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
We're in the back really cooking food. You know, we take pride in all the food that we do. We make the meatballs from scratch. We make the pasta. What we're doing as a restaurant, making the community better, beautifying the community, increasing the culture in the community. And I think that that's such an important aspect to what we do as a restaurant, to recognize that our customers aren't just people who are coming in to dine with us, but they're part of our family.
Struck out 15. Opponents are hitting just 269 off the right-hander. He will face the middle of the Utah Valley order, Beltran, Eastburn, and Marco. So perhaps the best chance in this game for the Wolverines to tie or take the lead.
Well, we talked about Grand Canyon's middle part of the lineup having great success in the ball game. The Utah Valley middle part of the lineup not doing too bad themselves, as the first pitch outside to Michael Beltran. Beltran, a strikeout, a double, and a ground out for the Wolverines. Ready to go here from the right side. Hoskins winds and comes in. There's going to be a one-hopper to second. Backhanded, sliding on the outfield grass was Bull, but he'll recover to throw out Beltran, and there's one away.
So the night is over for Meckles. He goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, but he is in line for the win.
And here comes the designated hitter Ryan Eastburn, who's 2 for 3 tonight with 2 base hits and a run scored for the Wolverines. And his lone out was a fly out that really hit any other part of the ballpark. May have found its way over the fence. The first pitch to Eastburn, low and inside with the fastball. 1 ball and no strikes here on Ryan Eastburn. Hoskins here will work, it looks like, exclusively from the stretch. And the 1-0 pitch, and Eastburn rolls this one to second. Austin Bull collects it and throws to first in time. And quickly, there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and Alexander Marco will come to the plate. Marco 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs tonight. A double and a single for Marco. Those came back in the first and the third innings when Utah Valley scored all 3 of their runs. They scored 2 in the bottom of the first inning, and they scored 1 in the bottom of the third. Ready to go right here. And the pitch on its way. Marco takes a fastball over the middle for a strike, and it's 0-1. The wind swirling around in the outfield here this evening on a brisk, cool evening in Orem, Utah for baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Marco. That one missing low and outside for a ball. And the count evens up here, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, if you're Hoskins, you have to be careful with Marco. He is a hitter that if you leave a mistake up, he could tie it with 1 swing of the bat.
Ready to go from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Marco sends it foul down onto the batting cages just down the right field line here. And we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Marco. Infield back for Grand Canyon with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. A 4-3 lead for the Lopes. Here's the pitch on its way. Marco lifts this one into shallow center field. Pavlica running in. He'll wait under it, makes the catch, and the 7th inning comes to an end. So Utah Valley goes down in order 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. We head to the 8th. Grand Canyon holding on to a 1-run lead over Utah Valley on the WAC Digital Network.
What is it about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking? Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
Top of the 8th inning here in Orem at UCCU Ballpark. And Grand Canyon coming up, it will be Quiggle, Wyatt, and Best due up against Cole Yoakum, who will look to build off of his first inning in relief. And here with the play-by-play is Jordan Bianucci. Jordan, Cole Yoakum, 1 inning, 1 hit. Really would like to see that go to 2 innings and 1 hit.
Indeed, he will face Quiggle, as you mentioned, the best hitter this season for Grand Canyon. First pitch curveball stays high, ball 1. So lefty versus lefty. We do not have any splits on Grand Canyon, so I can't tell you what Quiggle is hitting versus left-handed pitching this season. The 1-0, fastball, misses high and away, ball 2. We saw this from Yoakum to begin last inning when he came into the ball game. He threw 6 straight balls to begin the inning. Eventually, though, he did get out of that jam. The 2-0, there's a fastball poured in there for strike 1. Right at the knees. Quiggle doubled last inning. I beg your pardon, 2 innings ago in the 6th. He also came around to score. He has 2 doubles tonight. Strike 2 on the outside corner, maybe just below the kneecaps. 2-2 the count. Quiggle steps out. So Quiggle 2 for 3 tonight. Wyatt on deck. He's homered in this game. 4-3 Grand Canyon. The pitch. A swing and a foul back. A good fastball in on the hands of Quiggle. He spoils it. On the out-of-town scoreboard, there's a wild one happening in Riverside. Sacramento State and California Baptist tied at 10. That game in the top of the 6th as that ball misses away. Breaking ball, and the count is full now to Quiggle. That's a big game. Both those WAC teams, 2-1, vying for first place. That one swung on and ripped into right field over the head of the leaping Hall. And Quiggle is in there with a leadoff single. So now Wyatt comes up Romeo Carrillo still getting loose in the Utah Valley bullpen. He's a right-hander. You have Wyatt, who's a righty here, and then a lefty, Bess, on deck. Yoakum, the left-hander, from the stretch. The pitch to Wyatt. Fastball catches the outside corner, strike one. Wyatt in the 6th inning, I just mentioned the home run, the 2-run homer that put Grand Canyon ahead for the first time in this game. It was a laser beam, line drive over the left field wall. The 1-strike pitch. Fastball right there on the corner, strike 2, and that's a perfect pitch if you're Cole Yoakum, right on the black.
As a hitter, that's a frustrating pitch to see because you know there's nothing you can really do with it. You don't really want to swing at it with 1 strike because you don't want to just hit into an out.
And if you're Yoakum, you may want to expand the zone there. Go right back there, and he missed right down the middle. That ball hit high to left field, but in the ballpark. Plakis, his foot on the track, makes the grab, and Yoakum gets away with a mistake in the middle of the zone to Wyatt. That had hit me written all over it, but just a fly out. So here is Bess. That 0-2 right down the middle. That you want to go out of the strike zone there and tempt the hitter. That was just a challenge fastball. So here's the left-handed hitting Bess. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly tonight, an RBI. Fastball right there on the outer portion of the plate, strike 1. Bess hitting .323 on the year. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. Lefty versus lefty. First time Yoakum and Bess have faced each other tonight. A swing and a miss at a fastball down the middle. That one looked pretty good to hit, but Bess comes up empty, 0-2. So another 0-2 count for Yoakum. Quiggle is at first base with 1 out. 4-3 Grand Canyon. At the top of the 8th. Now a throw over to first. Quiggle this season has stolen 1 base. He's been caught once. Held on by Polson. That opens up the right side. Should Bess pull one on the ground. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A high fastball, and there are 2 away. The 2nd strikeout in his mini innings for Yoakum.
And this is the kind of outing you wanted to see from a guy like Cole Yoakum, is to come in, get some outs, keep the other team off the scoreboard here. I mean, still, he needs to get this final out. But, Jordan, this is the kind of outing that can kind of change things a little bit.
Well, he's walking that fine line, allowing that leadoff man to reach base. Here's Pavlica. He takes a strike, a fastball at the knees. So Yoakum, that first hitter, he has kind of a tough time finding the strike zone, and eventually he gets beat, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. Quiggle's a tremendous hitter. But since then, he has really bared down and is, with the exception of a couple mistakes that have been popped up or fouled back, he's painted the corners. That one's in the dirt. A nice stop by Sims, who pounces out in front of home plate, keeping Quiggle at first. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Pavlica tripled the right center field back in the 6th inning. He was stranded at third base, though. He walked and scored a run in the 5th. He is 1 for 2 officially. Yoakum, the left-hander, set at the belt. The runner goes. A swing and a drive to left. Back is Plakis at the wall. It is gone. Home run number 4 for Preston Pavlica, and Grand Canyon takes a 6-3 lead.
And there's the insurance runs you were looking for if you're the Lopes, Jordan. And that one might be a backbreaker there for Utah Valley. You get 2 outs in the inning. You give up the home run there. And the tough part is, Jordan, now you're trailing by 3 runs, and you only have 6 outs to work with.
That is a big-time hit for Pavlica. So here's Mumper, base is empty. A strike poured in there, 0-1. And that was not a real cheap home run. Not straight away left, more toward left center. A swing and a drive into right center. That one's going to one hop the wall. Mumper's going to dig for second. He's going to try for 3. Hall will hold on to the relay, and Mumper has a triple. So now Yoakum getting hit pretty hard here. Carrillo still loosening in the bullpen. Here is Avitia looking for his first hit of the night. He actually was the first man Yoakum faced last inning. He walked. Curveball stays high and squirts out of the glove of Sims. He doesn't know where it is. Here comes the runner. The underhand toss, not in time. Mumper scores. It's 7-3. And Grand Canyon has opened it up here in the 8th. And you don't see that a whole lot from Sims. That ball was in his glove, and it just squirted out, and he couldn't find it. Then, when he had the ball just 10 feet away from home plate, he hesitated. Instead of just tossing it right away to Yoakum, they may have had a play on Mumper, but by the time he got rid of the throw, it was not close. Here's a ball, and it's 2-0 to Avitia. So they'll say that's a wild pitch, but I think Sims will tell you he'd like to squeeze that. If you can get a glove on it, he'd like to have it. There's a strike at the knees, 2-1. The pitch to Avitia is taken at the knees, strike 2, 2-2. Avitia hitting just 190 on the year. Yoakum set, the 2-2. A swing and a sharply hit ground ball to third. Estrada gloves it, throws across to get the out, but Grand Canyon scores 3 runs in the 8th. We go to the last of the 8th inning. It'll be for the Wolverines, Sims, Estrada, and Polson. Utah Valley trailing Grand Canyon 7-3.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool, too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you.
Place for you at UVU.
Place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
To become.
7-3 Grand Canyon as we head to the last of the 8th inning. That play in which the ball popped out of Drew Sims's glove, that enabled Mumper to score in the top half of the 8th. That was initially ruled a wild pitch, but has been changed to a passed ball. So, speaking of Sims, he'd like to redeem himself here by getting on base. He leads off for the Wolverines. Utah Valley needs base runners. They led for much of this game. A swing and a foul, topper, at home plate. 0-1 to Sims. Cole Hoskins, the righty, back out on the mound in his second inning of relief of the starter Cade Meckles, who went 6 innings. Hoskins has been terrific in the 3 batters we saw him face. Retired them in order cleanly. The 1-strike pitch, a swing and a little bloop, shallow left center field, but Mumper is back there. The shortstop corrals it, and there's 1 down. Grand Canyon this season has played the 26th toughest schedule in the nation, and they've done pretty well. They have an overall record of 12-12, but they have played those teams tough. Utah Valley, in comparison, has the 45th toughest schedule, or has played the 45th toughest schedule in the nation, and they have fared worse. Of course, they're 5-19 on the year, although no one really cares much about that now as we're into conference play, as Estrada takes a strike on the outside corner. Utah Valley took 2 of 3 last weekend up in Seattle, and Grand Canyon dropped 2 of 3 to California Baptist. So the Lopes trying to get back on track as Estrada takes strike 2 right there on the inside corner. A fastball from Hoskins at just 82 miles an hour.
And I'm interested to see because the WAC seems, at least between the non-conference schedules, like it's going to be a very competitive race this year. Maybe the most competitive we've seen in the last 5 or 6 seasons. And remember, top 6 spots, minus California Baptist, not postseason eligible yet, but top 6 spots is what you need to be.
Ground ball to Wyatt of third base. Estrada lost his bat. It flew over near the third base dugout. Wyatt scoops up the slow roller, throws out Estrada, 2 away. Well, speaking of California Baptist and that competitive conference, the Hornets have taken the lead over the Lancers in Riverside. Sacramento State with a 12-10 lead in the top of the 6th. Also on the out-of-town scoreboard, Seattle with a 4-0 lead over CSU Bakersfield. That one in the top of the 5th in the Central Valley, as Polson takes a ball away, 1-0. UT Rio Grande Valley leading Northern Colorado 2-1. In the top of the 8th, as Polson takes a strike, as Ryan shaking his head. Your Bears, Ryan, they're on the cusp. Ryan, of course, you were admitted to grad school at Northern Colorado as a ball misses inside, 2-1 to Cade Polson.
So I still remember kind of like Wednesday. I mean, I'll still wear my green when we play the Bears, but you know, there's a little part of me that wants, you know, the Bears to be successful there in Greeley.
A swing and a foul back. You know, there are certain teams that even in the conference, obviously, being here at Utah Valley, you have a natural inclination. You want Utah Valley to do well, of course. But there are teams that have not done well traditionally in the WAC that when they're not playing the Wolverines that I cheer for. You want to see Northern Colorado play well. They have struggled traditionally as Polson spoils this one foul. It's one high and off to the right, 2-2.
And we've seen Northern Colorado put some pretty decent teams on the field, and I think a lot of it, I think that elevation probably hurts their pitching quite a bit there. And I mean, that can go both ways because you could say that they could score more offensively.
2-2 to Polson is swung on, lifted foul off to the right again. So Polson battling here. Hoskins trying to retire the Wolverines in the 8th. Base is empty, 2 outs, 7-3 Grand Canyon. Of course, the other team that you want to see do well is Chicago State. As they've had a rough go of it. They have not a lot of funding, and it makes things difficult for the Cougars. The 2-2 pitch, a swing and a one hopper. No, did he catch it out of the air, the shortstop Mumper? Yes, he did. It was a little dying quail that Mumper reached out and just caught it above the infield dirt. The Wolverines are retired in order. We head to the top of the 9th. Grand Canyon 7, Utah Valley 3.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Huh? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Be a king in your mind, but do the work of a servant. With a purpose on the mission, you get to what you deserving. If it's worth it, you be on straight and narrow instead of swerving. Ignore the dream killers and doubters, cause they ain't perfect.
Dang, still a lot of doubters out there. What do you want to tell them?
Thank you for the motivation.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Top of the ninth inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley will make a pitching change. They'll go to the right-hander, Romeo Carreo, out of the bullpen. Carreo on the season for Utah Valley. 0-1, making his 10th appearance. He's got an 8.18 ERA in 11 innings pitched, 17 hits, 10 runs, all which have been earned, 6 walks and 7 strikeouts right now. He has faced 48 batters this year, so the right-hander here will not have an easy part of the lineup. He'll have the top of the order, Bull, Winchester, and Cotton due up. Jordan, and if there's an inning to put up a 0, if you're Carreo right now, it is this inning.
Indeed. Any more runs, and this one may be out of reach. For Utah Valley, trailing 7-3 in the ninth. Carrillo has been a nice story for the Wolverines. The freshman has pitched well this season. Curveball lined up the middle, base hit. Bull not waiting around. And Grand Canyon is right back at it. A final score to note earlier today in the WAC. New Mexico State beat Chicago State 9-2. So the Aggies keep rolling along. So here's the left-handed hitting Winchester. He is looking for his first base hit of the night, 0 for 4. Carrillo into his stretch. He kicks and fires, and showing bunt is Winchester. He pulls it back, though, and takes a strike on the outside corner. P.K. Winchester has not had a whole lot of offers this season. He's hitting .316. Bent at the knees, a slightly open stance. The pitch. Ball misses low and away, and it's 1-1. Well, tomorrow we will be back on the air, so to speak, on the World Wide Web at gouvu.com as the Wolverines and Lopes will play game 2 of this series. There goes the runner, a swing and a miss. The throw down to second is high. Sliding in safely is Bull. That is his third steal of the season. So Grand Canyon trying to pad that lead. Runner in scoring position, 1-2 the count to Winchester. A 2 p.m. first pitch tomorrow. Still plenty of good seats available if you're in the area. It will be Walker Ramsey for the Wolverines, the right-handed starter. And Pearson Ohl for Grand Canyon. Strike 3. I say Schultz is going tomorrow. Paxton Schultz, check that for Utah Valley. And then Ramsey on Sunday. The game 3 of the series will be at noon. Here is Cotton with 1 out. Cotton is 2 for 4 tonight. Right-handed hitter. Carrillo checks the runner at second. Now kicks and comes home, and a ball is in the dirt. Sims keeps it out in front of him. He can't find it, but it is just to the right of home plate, and Bull stays at second. Utah Valley got 2 runs in the first off the seemingly unhittable Cade Meckles coming into this game. He had somewhat of an off night as far as Meckles' standard goes, and the Wolverines had a 4-3 lead in the top of the 6th, but that is when everything changed. Wyatt, here's a line drive into center field, base hit. Coming around third is Bull. He will score. In there with an RBI single is Cotton. He has his 3rd hit of the night and an RBI. It's 8-3 GCU. But it was Tyler Wyatt that really changed things in this game. A 2-run home run over the left field wall put GCU ahead for what might be good, unless the Wolverines can make a big last of the 9th comeback. Eric Matson's going to come out and have a word with Romeo Carrillo. This is Matson's last visit. No more visits remaining for Eric. 3 team visits remaining for what it's worth here in the 9th. The batter's going to be Quiggle. Well, the Wolverines tonight have played well, but the bats have come out for Grand Canyon. And you know what? Give Grand Canyon credit. The Wolverines have made a couple mistakes up in the zone, and GCU has not missed them. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard again, UT Rio Grande Valley and Northern Colorado, the Bears have tied it. And they're in the top of the ninth, tied at 2 down in Edinburgh. So here is Quiggle. He has 3 hits tonight, 3 for 4. Carrillo set on the mound. A man at first base, 1 out. The pitch. Fastball misses low and away for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 from Carrillo. And a fastball right there on the outside corner. Strike 1 to Quiggle, who has been Grand Canyon's best hitter this season. Quiggle on the year came into the game batting .312.
They're going to call a balk here on Carrillo as he started home and stopped and looked to first.
So a hiccup for the freshman. Runner in scoring position. The double play no longer in order. I'm looking down here. Nice, good call, Ryan. That's teamwork. I was looking down at Quiggle's stats. He has 6 homers on the season. Leads the club. The 1-1 to the left-handed hitter. Fastball misses low and away at 87. After this series, Grand Canyon will head back to Phoenix for a 1-offer with UNLV. And then they'll head down to Las Cruces for a very intriguing matchup with New Mexico State. Here's a ground ball through the legs of the first base umpire, Blake Davis, and into right center field. Davis was stationed to the right of second base. Went through his legs, went past Hall up the middle, an RBI single for Quiggle. His first RBI of the night. And it is 9-3. Lopes. So Cotton scores. And here is Tyler Wyatt. You have 3 to 4 teams that could legitimately finish first in the WAC this year. Here's a slowly hit ball to short. Howell goes to Hall for 1 at second. That's all they'll get. So Quiggle retired from the base paths, 2 away. And here's Bess. I would count, obviously you have New Mexico State, who could finish first. You have Grand Canyon, who were picked to finish first. You have Sacramento State, who's playing just stellar baseball right now. And you have Cal Baptist, who has played pretty good ball. And took 2 of 3 from Grand Canyon last weekend. And to me, that was the signal from the Lancers that, hey, we're a team to be reckoned with as Bess takes a ball in, 1-0.
And imagine what it'd be like to finish first place in the conference in the regular season and not be eligible for the postseason tournament. I mean, that could be a scenario that could actually play out.
Carrillo spikes this one, and it's going to carry him over to the first base dugout. Bess, I beg your pardon, Wyatt will take second on the wild pitch. Well, I believe Grand Canyon, and anybody listening from Grand Canyon would know this, they did that a couple of years ago, I believe, won the regular season title. And I believe they clinched it here at what was then Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem. And they were not eligible for the tournament. The Lopes have won the last 2 conference titles in the WAC, but they have not been able to get over that tournament hump to get to a regional. The 2-0 is in there for a strike to Bess.
Which I always keep an eye on, Jordan, because you take a look at it, some could say that GCU has pretty much home field advantage, so to speak, going from Phoenix only to Mesa for that. And I don't know what it is, if it's just other teams start playing better baseball or just the way the schedule works out.
I think it's the first thing you said. I think it's just 2-1 pitch is outside 3-1. a tournament it's such a fickle thing. Whoever is playing hot can win that thing. We saw it with Utah Valley in 2016. Seattle won the regular season conference. They were the best team during the regular season, the best baseball team we saw. But the Wolverines got hot at the right time. They won that tournament down there, went to the regional. Here's a fastball that's fouled back and out of play, and the count is full to Bess.
And it's so interesting because you talk about in a college baseball or a college basketball sense, there's a couple of other postseason tournaments, like kind of like the NIT and things like that. When you look at baseball, and I think this is largely due because of the summer atmosphere of going somewhere else and playing baseball, you have the NCAA tournament, and that's it. There's no other kind of sub-championship tournament, so to speak.
3-2 is chopped to second. Howell will wait on the candy hop. He has it, throws to first, and the inning is over. But Grand Canyon tacks on 2 more runs. We head to the last of the 9th. Grand Canyon 9, the Wolverines 3 on GoUVU.com.
Utah has embodied the spirit of industry. From the first transcontinental railroad to the first department store, we've led the way. As part of the Murdoch Auto Team, we're proud to carry on this tradition. That's because when we say you are the heart of our business, it's more than just a slogan. It's our commitment to the values we all hold dear with no regrets. You've got to come see why you truly are the heart of our business. Murdoch Hyundai of Linden, part of the Murdoch Auto Team. Click MurdochHyundaiLinden.com.
I decided to go to college to further my education and define my purpose in the world and be a part of something much bigger than myself.
I wanted to set up the best possible future for myself, both academically and athletically. I try to learn from everyone, whether that be professors, my teammates, or other student athletes.
I try to see everyone as an opportunity to learn. Everyone has a story to tell, and I think there's a moral and something you can learn from it.
Last chance for Utah Valley. They trail by 6 runs, 9-3 our score. It'll be Plakus, Howell, and Hall due up for Utah Valley. Back out on mound, Cole Hoskins for his 3rd inning of work. He has retired all 6 men he has faced tonight. Righty versus righty. Plakus singled back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. There's a strike at the knees, 0-1. Well, we've seen it all tonight in terms of, we've seen snow, we've seen rain, we've seen sun, we've seen clouds. Plakus drives one to right, going back, and it's over his head. Cotton will have to play the carom off the wall. Plakus digging for second. He has a leadoff double and his 2nd hit of the night. So the Wolverines finally get something going off of Cole Hoskins, who was perfect through 2 innings, and Trevor Howell will come up. We've seen ducks, Ryan, in the outfield. We've seen a Wolverine lead. We've seen a Lopes lead. I'm exhausted. I can see my breath in the broadcast booth, which is never a good sign.
It's a chilly night out, that's for sure.
Trevor Howell chops the first pitch foul into the 3rd base dugout. Look out. It's an ugly finder. Everyone seems to be all right. 0-1. Howell has laid down 2 bunts tonight, 2 really good ones. One a sacrifice bunt, and the other one came with 2 outs. It was a base hit on the 3rd base side. The 1-strike pitch to him looked like a kind of a frisbee slider there, misses outside, and it's 1-1. Hoskins does not throw particularly hard, but he places those pitches right on the corners. From the stretch, checks the runner at second. He's been pitching out of the stretch with the bases empty. Howell swings, gets jammed, and rolls one foul down the 3rd base line. That's just an 82-mile-an-hour fastball, but it jammed Howell. Couldn't do anything with it. Nine to 3, the Lopes in charge, last half of the ninth inning. Plakas at second, nobody out. And a breaking ball misses way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Howell. So Trevor, 2 for 3 tonight. That'll help raise his average. He's struggled this season at the plate. Here comes the 2-2. Outside, and it's 3-2. Well, we mentioned the Wolverines, their best pitcher and arguably their best player this season has been Paxton Schultz. He will start tomorrow, 2 p.m., first pitch here at UCCU Ballpark. He was named the WAC Pitcher of the Week this past Monday. So the Wolverines will turn to what has become their ace. Ooh, there's a chopper foul hit sharply off the screen of the third base dugout where the Wolverines are. And Howell stays alive. So a good at bat here from Trevor, full count. I mentioned for GCU, it will be Pearson Ohl. He has a 2-3 record on the year, 4.99 earned run average. The 3-2 pitch from Hoskins. A swing and a sharply hit ground ball through the left side base hit. Plakas will be held at third. Howell has his 3rd hit of the night. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
So with runners on the corners and nobody out, it's going to go back to the top of the lineup, and Cody Hall, the second baseman, will come to the plate here with an opportunity to see if he can get a run home for Utah Valley. Grand Canyon does have a right-hander throwing up in their bullpen right now, getting warm, just in case they need to, in case Utah Valley makes this one a little interesting here. And now you have Cody Hall, who had a single back in the first and came around to score a run, coming up for Utah Valley.
So runners on the corners for Hall. First pitch to him, in there on the inner half, strike one. That looked like a kind of a changeup from Hoskins. It just floats in there at 72 miles an hour. Now the Wolverines trying to get something positive going, even if they can't come back, trailing 6 runs in the ninth. But we've seen stranger things happen. 0-1 pitch is grounded, and it hit Plakas. Did it hit him in fair territory? No. Hit him in foul territory, so it's just a foul ball, and Plakas is going, well, it still hit me. Ow. It looked like it maybe got his foot or his ankle. And that was hit hard. That will hurt. He seems to be okay, though. 0-2 the count to Hall.
And Utah Valley's putting some good swings on the ball here in the ninth. They're hitting the ball hard. And right there, if you're Jake Plakas, that's always was my concern running at third base, Jordan, was making sure you were staying alive there.
The 0-2 pitch, line drive, base hit, right field. Plakas scores. Howell stays put at second. He has to be cautious on the base paths as Cotton comes up with it in right. It is 9-4, Grand Canyon. And now the lineup has turned over. I should say it was turned over already, but now you're getting into the heart of the lineup. There is a right-hander getting loose for Grand Canyon in their bullpen. You can bet Andy Stankiewicz would rather not use him. So Hall picks up his first RBI of the night, his second hit. And here's Beltran, and I think Stankiewicz is going to make the move to Nick Oanian. We'll see. He's taking a long walk. In fact, he has to make the move. He only has, well, no, he has 1 visit left. So this could possibly be his first visit. And I can't tell, Ryan, is that Stankiewicz or is that Dorman?
That's Dorman, the pitching coach, coming out.
Okay. Well, that tells us. So Hoskins will stay in the game.
And I would imagine here, if you're Grand Canyon, Jordan, you're gonna, if you have to go to the reliever, then that's one thing. But I have a feeling you're only gonna want to if this one really starts to get interesting. The tough part is there's still nobody out in the inning, and you have the tying run due up third now. So this is the problem right now if you're Grand Canyon. You don't want to give Utah Valley the confidence that they could come back potentially and steal one.
You bet. Beltran just trying to keep the line moving here. 2 men on, nobody out. A 5-run lead for Grand Canyon. And this is where the Wolverines dug themselves too deep a hole. In the late innings, they were down by just a run, but Grand Canyon, give them credit, they added on. Here's a pop-up, shallow center field. It's going to be very shallow center field, as in maybe a step onto the outfield grass. The shortstop, Mumper, makes the grab, and there's one away. I am like 0 for 4 tonight on judging fly balls.
It's been interesting. It's kind of had some sneaky carry. I didn't think with how cool it was, Jordan. I was expecting the ball not to carry as well. And the ball has carried fairly okay, but yeah, off the bat, there's been a couple that have fooled me, similar to the ones that have fooled you.
Yeah, that one didn't carry at all. Here's Ryan Eastburn. Fastball misses way outside for ball 1. Eastburn has 2 singles tonight, scored a run in the first. He is 2 for 4. Flew out to deep center field back in the 5th inning. The outfield deep and straight away for Grand Canyon. The pitch to Eastburn is a fastball that catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 9-4, Grand Canyon leading in the 9th. Howell is at second base. Hall is at first. The 1-1 pitch coming to Eastburn. Fastball right there on the outside corner, called for strike 2. Hoskins in his 3rd inning of work. Gave up 3 straight hits to begin this inning. The 1-2 misses way outside. It's 2-2. He has since retired Beltran. Now working on the Wolverines' designated hitter, a left-handed batter. Eastburn trying to get into the groove after an injury that has sidelined him for most of this year. Playing in his 2nd weekend of games. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, he struck him out. Eastburn chased a low breaking ball on the outside. That is the first strikeout for Hoskins, who I believe 3 innings of work, he would get the save. I think if he can finish this one out. Here's Marco.
And the tough part there, if you're Ryan Eastburn, that's one of the few times I've seen Ryan Eastburn really chase something out of the zone during his Utah Valley career.
Marco chops the first pitch he sees to third base. Wyatt has it. He throws across the diamond to get him, and the ball game is over. And Hoskins does indeed get the save. So Grand Canyon comes back in this one to take game 1 from the Wolverines. It's the Lopes 9, Utah Valley 4. We will take a break on GoUVU.com and come back with our Wolverine Green post-game show, including the final totals. So Utah Valley drops game 1, 9-4 to the Lopes. We'll be back after this.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face. You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter. Shortstop.
High jumper. Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens. and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
Eyes on me. I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garff Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garff Volkswagen.
We hear you.